What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Well, I did change some settings like I told you guys I would, and everything was looking good, and then I launched the live, and then everything took a shit, and I don't know what that's about, but I went and put the settings all back to what they were, where we're crystal clear everywhere except for fucking Rumble. And things still weren't working, so I shut everything down and turned it all back on, and now we're running, but Rumble still looks like shit, and I don't know why, and they won't give me any answers, so welcome back to the shit show. Anyways, President Trump is expected on stage pretty soon. Let me see. Wham. This is the crowd here. I believe it is a rally. I'm just doing 15,000 things at once, and now my brain is just totally blank. But anyways, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which is right now, President Trump is to be holding a rally in Greenville, North Carolina. Then later today, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, President Trump participates in 11th hour faith leaders meeting in Concord, North Carolina. I don't really know what that is, but we're going to be covering it. Like I said, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have lots of coffee for today's schedule, but we're going to be working around President Trump's schedule as well. So either way, we will be starting off with a video titled Jury Selection Set to Begin in New York City Subway Chokehold Death Trial. This is Daniel Penny. Obviously, he put that guy in a headlock who was saying he was going to kill everybody on the train, and the guy just accidentally died. Well, they got protesters out there screaming that they want these charges escalated. I don't even know who he's being charged with. I think he's being charged with manslaughter or something like that, but they want murder charges, says like 6 people protesting out front of the courthouse. So it looks like the trial's finally beginning. We'll see how that goes. If they actually show the trial, we'll most likely cover it, but you never know until things get started. Then we got a video titled Kids Seeking Health Advice Online, but how can parents keep them safe? We talk about this a lot about, well, they don't specify dopamine addiction, but social media addiction, self-diagnosing, talk about that all the time. This video kind of summarizes all of that stuff. Then we got a video titled Kamala's Team Gets Desperate with Dating Ad. They're making a whole bunch of campaign stuff. They got Lizzo out there, and I don't know if you remember who Lizzo is. Lizzo's that person who was summoned to court or whatever because she was putting food inside of herself and then making her staff eat it or something along those lines. I don't know. Sounds like a good candidate for Hyena Harris to put inside of her ads. Then we got a video titled Cheryl Hines Breaks Silence on RFK Jr. Allegations. I didn't even know there was allegations against Bobby Kennedy, but apparently Bobby Kennedy is being accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a reporter, some political reporter, and I believe he has a wife or a fiance or something. So he was cheating on her, or they're accusing him of that. And so now they got scandals on Bobby Kennedy. Now, I don't think that really matters because Bobby Kennedy's not even running anymore, but it's in the news. Then we have a video. Well, we're going to play a portion of President Trump who was live earlier. So we're going to be covering his second and third live of the day. But earlier today, he was live in Asheville to tour Helene damage. He's going to see the conditions. I believe it's North Carolina. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but either way, he's going to see what's all going on with those that were affected by Hurricane Helene. As we know, FEMA and the federal government, they're not coming to do anything to save those people. So President Trump was there bringing resources and whatnot. We're going to play the first 5 minutes of that video. It's like a 40-minute live from earlier today. And then we will be wrapping things up with a awesome video. It's titled MSNBC is in meltdown after President Trump goes to McDonald's to work a shift. So awesome. So awesome. I love that video so much. That's why I saved it for last. And then we have our first funny video of the day that's titled Why Trans Women Can't Get Pregnant. And then we have our official funny video of the day titled When Talking Shit Backfires. And that's a really funny video. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. We'll go ahead and put the MAGA rally in the background while we do that. Let's see, what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Alistair? What's up, Russell? What's up, Zero? What's up, TomTom? What's up, Get Some J? What's up, Annette? What's up, Matt? What's up, Damsel? What is up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Breeze Value? And what's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being here on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Elder Zoomer, I think you were first today. I appreciate you racing to the chat. Let me see here. What's up, Black White Bull? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kirk Allen? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Zupia? What's up, Matthew? What's up, Dutton? What's up, AR16? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Puff and Stuff? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom. What's up, Addie Walker? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Ground? What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, MU? Happy freedom. Thank you so much, Jeffro, for joining the membership program over on Rumble, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you, Jeffro. Thank you. You're so awesome. Let's see. Scrolling through. I know you guys were waiting on me and stuff, and we're super late, and we're having technical problems, but that's okay because it's Manic Monday. What's up, Nana? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Silver Wolf? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Jeffro, for that $5 donation on Rumble. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Says, take my doll hairs and have a great hooligan day. You're the best, Jeffro. Thank you. Let's see. Scrolling through, make sure we get everybody. What's up, Jeb? Happy freedom to you. Alistair, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. Let me see here. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble. What is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Rods? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Kirk Allen? You're omnipresent. I appreciate you. Ghostly, you're omnipresent. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom. What is your name? We'll go with Apple Tree. Happy freedom, Apple Tree. Let me see here. And what is up, everyone over on the commie platform, which I don't even know if that's running, working, sitting, falling off bicycles, not sure. Looks like we're here. We're here and we're clear. Get used to it, right? Is that what they say? I don't know. What is up, everyone over on the communism platform? What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? Mr. Satan, you're omnipresent. What's up, Mike? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Dave? What's up, Blue Crow? Sage Pup, happy freedom to you. What's up, Terry? I think we got everybody. What's up, Mitchell? Happy freedom. Salty Ragu, you're on the wrong platform. You get off of there before they get you. What's up, Laundry? Happy freedom to you. I think we got everybody. You can hit that like button over on the commie platform. It's like a big fuck you to them. Let's see. I think we're good to go. Well, President Trump is expected on stage any minute now. But we can go ahead and get started because, like I said, we got a lot of coffee and we got a lot of lives today. So we'll just get started on this first video. If President Trump walks out, go ahead and put him on the screen. Don't you worry. You're not going to miss a moment of President Trump. We'll be starting off with this first video here. It's titled Jury Selection Set to Begin in New York City Subway Chokehold Death Trial. This is talking about Daniel Penny. We've been waiting a long time for this trial to begin, and I can only imagine what it's like to be Daniel Penny waiting on these yahoos in New York get their shit together for a trial. It's probably a nightmare. All right, it looks like we're good to go. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you guys really quick, we have these Dark MAGA Hope t-shirts. This is created by Alistair, and he's such a badass. Everything he makes is fantastic. This design comes in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, dog tags, and we even have bumper stickers this time. Everything will be on the merch store. Today I have on the I am an American and I do not comply t-shirt. I'll drop that link in the chat while we're watching this first video.
It's 1:30, and the case of ex-Marine Daniel Penny heads to trial today. Jury selection is scheduled to begin later on this morning. Penny is accused of putting Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold while on the subway last year. News Nation's Laura Ingold joins us live from outside that courthouse in Manhattan. Laura, good morning. Paint the picture for us, because as you were showing us before we went to break, protests are already underway. What are they chanting out there?
Yeah. They are asking for justice. They want it now, and they want those charges to be elevated. And to set the scene, as you asked, what you see here behind me is a large presence of court officers and NYPD. We are expecting the ex-Marine Daniel Penny to arrive here at Manhattan Criminal Court within the next hour for jury selection, which is set to start today, marking a very big moment in this case. And as Greg, our photographer, is going to show you what's going on right now, the group has started to chant and now circle, and they will be here for Daniel Penny's arrival. They are asking for justice for Jordan Neely, the victim in this case. Penny is facing second-degree manslaughter charges after allegedly placing Jordan Neely, a homeless man, in a chokehold on a subway train, which investigators say led to his death. Neely, who did have a history of mental illness, was reportedly acting erratically. Penny and other witnesses told police that day that Neely got on the F train, the subway here, and after the doors closed, became erratic and yelled that he was going to, quote, kill everyone, and he didn't care if he went to jail forever, which led to this confrontation. Daniel Penny, a former Marine, is up against the manslaughter charge, which could bring him up to 15 years in prison if prosecutors can prove that Penny recklessly caused Neely's death while being aware of the risk of serious harm. The prosecution also will argue that Penny's actions were reckless, while the defense claims he acted in self-defense, trying to protect other passengers. That case has stirred strong emotions here in New York and across the country, with debates around mental health, public safety, and race playing central roles. So right now, this group called Stop the Killing Campaign say that they want to see those charges elevated. They want a murder charge. They don't want this pled down. They want more serious charges to come in this case.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinin.
Well, like I said, Daniel Penny. Oh, man, I didn't mean to play the beats through the whole video. That was my bad. I think President Trump's about to walk out, but until he does, like I said, that's with Daniel Penny. I'm sure we'll get more information later on this week. We've been waiting a long time for Daniel Penny to go to trial, as you heard. Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. Stupid meters. Anyways, they wanted to be escalated to murder charges, which is really crazy considering the person he put in a headlock got onto the train telling everyone he was going to kill them, and he didn't care if he went to jail. And so it seems like a really clear self-defense case, but of course you got 6 dumbasses out there protesting using tired chants and whatnot, hoping that they get a murder charge out of Daniel Penny. The other thing that I don't understand about that video is they refer to Daniel Penny as an ex-Marine. I've never heard of an ex-Marine before. Like, what does ex-Marine mean? Because, I mean, you could no longer be active duty, but as far as I know, once a Marine, always a Marine. So that sounds really weird to me. Did something happen? Did he get punished or something? Like, you know, I didn't hear anything about that. And then out of left field, ex-Marine. I don't know. I think they're just talking shit because they're soft and stupid. Anyways, the Orange Eagle has made his way out on stage, so please grab the URL for whatever platform you're currently watching right now and share it out so everyone can hear from the president. I also want to mention, I seen in the chat someone asking about interference and stuff with the live. It is something with Rumble, because we are crystal clear on every platform, and Rumble is just all blurry and shit, and I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. So anyways, happy freedom, Jay Tyler. Didn't miss you. Didn't miss you in the chat. I spotted you. Appreciate you joining us. Let me see. Reading through really quick until President Trump gets up on the mic. I know we're kind of rushing everything, but I want to make sure everybody gets tended to. Not trying to ignore anyone or anything like that. What's up, Violet? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nope? Happy freedom. Yeah, free Daniel Penny. Absolutely. I don't think he did anything wrong. And as I said, if they do cover the trial live, we will be covering it as well. It'll be interesting, and I would like to hear more, because they may try to use him as an example like they try to do with Derek Chavez, but maybe not. We'll see. Either way, let's get this rolling.
Thank you very much.
America, fuck yeah!
Thank you very much, and a very special hello to Greenville right now, Greenville. And hello to North Carolina, special place for me. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm thrilled to be back in this incredible state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. And I'd like to begin by asking a question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? don't think so. I don't think so. Not even close. That's a big question. Think about that, right? We have to get out and vote. I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation, I will stop the invasion, and I will bring back the American dream. Our country is being crippled and destroyed by Kamala Harris. Kamala. How the hell did that ever happen? How did that ever happen? The guy had 14 million votes. I'm no fan of his, by the way. But he had 14 million votes. She had none. She was the first to lose. 22 people. She was the first out. She never made it to the great state of Iowa. Never made it. And, well, you know, they talk about it. She is a threat to democracy. I mean, that's true. She's a threat to a lot of things, but that's the way it has to be, because we're winning by a lot, we're leading by a lot, we're leading in the polls. Every single state looks like we're doing really well. And with your support on November 5th, America will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have think of this, 4 more years. Could you stand it? It's 4 more years of incompetence and stupidity and failure and disaster, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. I think we have a real chance. And we were set back, and then you think about what they've done, because I happen to think the border is the biggest problem we have, not inflation. Inflation's terrible, it's a country buster, and the economy, all those things. But I happen to think that what they've done at the border to our country by letting millions and millions of people in, totally unchecked and unvetted, I think it's the worst thing, including murderers, drug dealers, people from prison. They opened up their prisons of the world into our country. I think it's the worst thing anyone's ever heard. And a lot of terrorists are coming in, record numbers of terrorists. Nothing good can happen. Nothing good can happen. After all the catastrophe she has caused, Kamala Harris can't say one thing that she'd do differently from Sleepy Joe Biden. Not one thing. And all she had to do is go to him and say, wake him up, wake him up, wake him up. We're going to sign an order, close the border. And it's closed. She didn't need a bill. And we want people to come into our country, but they have to come in legally, right? They have to come in legally. And I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. You're not excited. It's hard to get excited with these people, with Biden. Let's get excited about Biden. But nobody was excited, and they went to him, terrible thing, and they said, we want you out. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. We want you out. Well, he said, if you put it that way, okay. No, I mean, think of it. This was the overthrow of a president of the United States. He didn't want to get out. In fact, the word is that he likes me more than he likes Kamala. I believe that's true. I believe that's true. What do you think, Whatley? How good is Whatley? What do you think? He's running the whole shebang. He ran your state. As you know, the Republican Party, we did so well, I said, put him in charge of everything this time. He'll stop the cheating. He's going to stop the cheating. How are you doing? Are they cheating, Michael? They're trying, but are they? They're not going to get away with it, right? He said, no. That's why I had him. They didn't get away with it in this day. They got away with it in plenty of places. This will be America's new golden age. It's going to happen. Every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. North Carolina, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris that you've had enough. You can't take it anymore. She's the worst vice president in history. It's the worst administration in the history of our country. They make Jimmy Carter look like he was a great president. He's a very happy man. Kamala, you're the absolute epitome of, I won't say it, Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Get out.
He's on fire!
Get out of here, Kamala. I've just come from western North Carolina where I witnessed the terrible devastation of Hurricane Helene. Boy, that is some devastation. You look at nature. It's called nature. They have houses that are beautiful, big, strong, powerful houses, and they just wiped out. They're gone. The footings are gone. The foundations, everything's gone. It's unbelievable when you look at it. To every family who has lost a loved one or a home, our hearts are with you, and we are praying for you, and we will come back, and we will be here on January 20th, and we will do a great job of rebuilding the state. And when I'm president, North Carolina will get the support you need and deserve, and that is without question. Because you didn't get the proper support from this administration. They spent their money on illegal migrants. They spent their money. They didn't have any money left for North Carolina. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Or other places, by the way. Plenty of other places. The polls are open for early voting in North Carolina every day from now to November 2nd. So get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. If you have to, you wait. November 5th is fine, too. We just have to make sure we vote and make sure it's counted. If you're displaced due to the storm, you do not have to return to your home county. You know that, right, to vote. You can request a ballot to your temporary housing location. We're taking good care of it. They've got it worked out. And by the way, I don't know if you've heard, so here houses are gone. It's like, I can't believe the devastation. They set a record for the first few days of voting. Now, these are people that lost their houses. In some cases, unfortunately, they lost family members. And yet they set a record in early voting. They've never voted for the number of days anywhere close to the voting that you've done, right? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And I know Michael and the team, they worked very hard on making it convenient, but to think that that's a record that would be set. A lot of people thought it would be 20 or 30%. It's the highest number that you've ever had. That's a great compliment. And this is Trump territory, and that is Trump territory, too. So that should be a good thing. So go to TrumpVote24.com/NC for more details. With your help, 15 days from now, can you imagine 15 days? Oh. Can you imagine? 15 days from now, we're going to win North Carolina. We're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we're going to make America great again. This state was once the beating heart of American manufacturing, especially furniture. I used to come down here all the time to buy furniture for hotels and things that I was building. I'd go into the different places. The talent you had was unbelievable, but I could see it year by year by year. It was being dissipated. It was being taken over by China and others, and all we needed to do is slap some tariffs on it. It would have been perfect. What a shame. What a shame. But they're going to come back. They're going to come back. You watch. They're going to come back fast. Year after year, globalists, radical left politicians like Kamala Harris sold you out and allowed your jobs to be plundered and stolen from you, brought to other countries. After NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and China's entry into the World Trade Organization, where they were considered a growing nation, we are a developing nation. We're a developing nation, too. Have you ever seen some of our places? We're developing, too. We're developing more than them. Believe me, we need it more than they do. They're a developing nation, so they got all these benefits that we weren't entitled to because stupid people were negotiating for it. North Carolina lost over 300,000 manufacturing jobs, including those skilled people with the furniture. I used to watch them carve out a handle. How would you like it, sir? Would you like it this way? Watch. Ding, 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 ding. He gives me the most beautiful. We lost that whole thing. What a shame. And we're getting it back, though, including 60% of its furniture manufacturing jobs, and now even more than that. Under Kamala Harris, the United States has lost 50,000 manufacturing jobs this year alone. And those are our bread and butter. But under the Trump administration, we are going to take back what is ours. We will end the looting, ransacking, raping, and pillaging of North Carolina and, frankly, every other state in the Union. Every other state also. We will bring back our jobs, our factories, our wealth, and our dreams. We're going to bring them back. They are dreams, actually. They're going to be dreams no longer because you're going to have it, so we don't have to call it a dream. Starting in January, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs. By the way, we have more energy than any country in the world. I call it liquid gold, including Saudi Arabia and Russia by far. Think of it. Think of it. 4 years ago, we were energy independent. Can you believe it? And now we're buying tar. Now we're buying tar from Venezuela. It's not oil, it's tar. We have to melt it to get oil out of it. We will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, and free access to the best and biggest market on the planet, but only if they make their products here in America and hire American workers for the job. Very simple. And if these companies don't make their products here, in other words, if they make them in another country and they bring them here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff. They will send their products into the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and our cherished companies. They're going to have to pay a very big penalty. And I will never apologize for defending America. I will never apologize for putting America first. I will protect our workers. I will protect our jobs. I will protect our borders. You know, you've had politicians that didn't do it. They were either stupid, maybe dishonest, could have been dishonest. Hard to believe they would be dishonest, isn't it? When you see guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, he would never take anything. Can you believe this guy's probably going to be a senator? I can't even believe it. I'll tell you, I was in California. We have some of the biggest crowds you've ever seen. I was in California. I'd love to have God to come down and be the vote counter just for one day and see how well we're doing in California. They send millions and millions of ballots out. They don't know what the hell's happening. And no matter what happens, they say, well, California is not available. I have a rally. I have 100,000 people. They have a rally. They have 200 people. And they say they're going to win. They're not going to win. No. Did you ever hear the expression that the vote counter is far more important than the candidate? And unfortunately, we can't let that happen. We've got to take it back. I will protect our families, and I will protect the... Thank you. It's true. The vote counter is more important than the candidate. That's been true, unfortunately. And I will protect the birthright of our children to live the richest and most powerful nation. He's going to live in the most powerful nation on the face of the earth. It's going to be the richest nation. With 4 more years of Kamala Harris, North Carolina will be an economic wasteland. You know that. You see what's happening. I took off more regulations than any president in history times 4, and they put a lot of them back, and there was no reason to do it. We had the best jobs. We had the best economy in the history of our country. And now we had no inflation, by the way. You know, we had the best economy with no inflation. That's actually a hard thing to do if you think about it. We had no inflation, essentially no inflation. And the best, now we have inflation that's killing everybody. Kamala's inflation has already cost a typical family over $30,000 in higher prices. And now she wants to raise the typical family's taxes by nearly $3,000 a year. Take a look at this.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Thank you. And by the way, she wants to confiscate your guns. You got to think about that. The tax queen is also demanding a shocking 33% tax hike on all domestic production, along with the largest capital gains tax hike in history. Think of this. They want to raise your taxes to a level that you haven't seen before, and they're running on this platform, okay? In all of my years, I've never seen anybody running for office with it. We will raise your taxes. They say they're going to raise your taxes. You're going to lose all your companies because they go to other places. You know, it's very simple. You're going to tax them out of the market. They're going to go to other places. That goes your job. By contrast, I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses. And very importantly, there will be no tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And very important for your seniors, no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. Right? I will make interest on car loans. This is something, they called me up from Wall Street, the most brilliant people. They called me up. Where do you think of that? Sounds simple, right? But it's not so simple. I always say it's like the paperclip. You know, some guy, 129 years ago, he came up, he took a little piece of stuff, and he went away. All of a sudden, he has the paperclip. He made a fortune. People look at it, they say, why didn't I think of that? This is the same thing. I will make interest on car loans fully tax deductible because affording a car is essential to restoring the American dream, and it'll be great for Detroit and South Carolina and North Carolina. It'll be great for a lot of states, but it will. I mean, a lot of people are going to buy cars when you do that. And we want them to buy them only in this country. We're not interested in buying cars from other countries. Do we agree? We want to buy them. You'll even buy them if they're made in South Carolina. Do you agree? No. All right, we'll make them in North Carolina. Now, we want to get them from Detroit because Michigan has suffered. They've lost like 70% of their car. And by the way, with all those, you heard the stat, 50,000, 60,000 manufacturing jobs wiped out last month. We are just doing so badly as a country. We don't know it. We're a nation in decline. We're a nation in decline, and I hate to say it. And you know, I didn't have to do this. I had a lot of options. I could have been on a beautiful beach someplace. I could have been on a beautiful beach, but I watched what was happening after that ridiculous election, where I got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country. But the good side of that is 15 days. We've been waiting a long time for this. 15 days. Disgraceful. It's a disgrace. But I watched how bad they were doing. They were destroying this country step by step. They were destroying it. We would have had no war with Ukraine, with Russia, Ukraine. They went in because of a lot of things. They went in because of our energy policy. They went in because of Biden's stupidity and his rhetoric. And you take a look at what happened. They went in because they saw Afghanistan. They said, wow, they're a paper tiger. There was never a more embarrassing day in the life of our country, or period in the life, than what happened with Afghanistan, the way that we got out of Afghanistan. And Putin saw that. Yeah, he's right. He said Joe was sleeping. You're right, I guess. Putin saw that and he went in. He would have never done it. We would have never had October 7th with Israel. We would have never had inflation. That was caused by energy, largely by energy. Our energy was incredible. We had it down to $1.87 a gallon, and it went up to $5.50. On day one of the Trump administration, I will terminate Kamala's insane electric vehicle mandate, and we will end the Green New scam once and for all. The Green New scam will end. And I love Elon, by the way. You know, he makes all those electric cars. But he understands that, too. He makes a great car, great part, and a lot of people like it. It's a perfect application for a lot, but not for everybody. Some want gasoline propelled, and we have a lot of gasoline right under there. And some want other things. They want to have a hybrid. The one thing I can't get used to is hydrogen, you know? You know the story with hydrogen? It's great until it blows up, in which case you're not recognizable. Even guys, strong guys like this, They'd call you mom or your wife. Is it a mom or oh, look at that. Oh, I know them. Very wealthy parents. That's nice, you know. I know them. No, your kids wouldn't be recognizable. That's not a good thought, huh? How's my son doing? Well, he tried the new hydrogen car. It didn't work out too well. So if they want to give me one for free, even if they have it fully developed, where they haven't seen a problem in a couple of months, I have no interest in it. But we're going to be developing a lot of things, and that's what we want. And we want to have a lot of application. By the way, I want to thank Elon Musk for providing us with Starlink for North Carolina and for Georgia. A man called me from North Carolina that I knew, and they were having a lot of trouble because our government, our federal government, was doing a terrible job. That's Biden and Kamala. They didn't know what the hell was happening. They spent all their money on the illegals coming in. You know, they had no money left. But they were doing a terrible job, and they called me. They said, "Do you know Elon Musk?" I said, "I do." In fact, he endorsed me like so beautifully. His endorsement was one of the most beautifully written endorsements. That's in between those rocket ships that go up and down all the time. I mean, how cool was that, though, right? Yeah. I'm watching this thing. I said, "Oh, what's going on?" I had no idea. I was on the phone with a friend, just to make it a little bit longer story. I was on the phone talking to a very important guy, actually, and I have the television muted. It's dead muted. And I see this ball of fire come, like a 20-story building. It's coming down, coming. I say, "Would you do me a favor? Hold it." I've never said, what the hell is happening? I thought maybe it switched over to a movie or something. And I put the phone down. Very important guy. You know what? I never picked it up. The guy was holding for like 45 minutes. I forgot he was on the phone because... And now there are all these idiots back there will say, he's cognitively impaired because he put the... He's cognitively impaired. You know, I do this stuff 5, 6, 7 times a day for 52 days without a break. And then if you say one wrong word, which I don't, actually, I don't. Like you say the. Oh, I heard a word that wasn't exactly proper. He's cognitive. There's sick people. I'll tell you what, they are really, not all of them. I'd say about 92%. A couple of good ones. That's a lot of cameras going on. There are a couple of good ones back there. No, it is, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy what they do and the level of meanness, the way they write about people, and the way they protect. How about 60 Minutes, the way they protected Kamala? She gave an answer. Think of it. 60 Minutes, CBS, and they ought to lose their license and they ought to take it off the air. It's the biggest. How about this? She gives an answer that was cognitively a mess, right? She gives an answer that was grossly incompetent. They removed the entire answer and put another answer in there. Where the hell? They don't do that with anybody that I've ever heard. With me, they do the opposite. I give them a gorgeous, full-flowing, magnificent, beautiful answer. I call it the weave, right? Always get right back to the right place, but you cover a lot of territory this way. But you give a beautiful answer, and then what they do is they take pieces of it out, and all of you say, what the hell happened to my beautiful answer? They do the opposite. And that's bad too, but that's not like this. They took her entire answer out, threw it out, and they said, this looks terrible. And they put a new answer in. I mean, that's the biggest scandal, in my opinion, because that's election interference. That's the biggest scandal in the history of broadcasting. Right? The biggest scandal in the history of broadcasting, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. They're being sued. They're being sued by a lot of people. No, they should lose their license for that, right? You know, the fake news is protecting them. How dare he say that? Why would he ever say lose it? They took her answer, threw it out, and gave her a new answer, and they're trying to defend it. Boy, can you imagine if that happened with me? It would be over. The electric chair. And by the way, does anybody have any doubt that they worked with her campaign to get rid of that stupid answer? She's a mess. She's a cognitive mess, and nobody wants to talk about it. And we can't have 4 more years. We had 4 years of it. We can't take another 4 years of it, can we? We will quickly become energy independent, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill, right? Drill. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill you. Going to say, sir, we have too much energy. They're going to come back. Ted Budd's going to call me, sir, may I see you with a few of the people? I said, who? Who are you going to see me with, Ted? A few of our big, very important people from North Carolina. Sir, it's too much energy is being given to us. The prices are getting too low. Is there something you can do about it, sir? We're making too much money. We got jobs. We got everything. We're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore because for years we've been losing. So please, sir, do something about the winning. It's just too much for the people of North Carolina to take. And I'll say, Ted, I don't care how much. We're going to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to keep winning, Ted. I don't care what you say. There he is. Look at him. And I'll cut your energy prices. Here's the pledge. 1 year from January 20th, that's when you take office. We're going to win. And I'm going to cut your energy prices in half. 50% your energy. We have it right there. And then everything else is going to start to come down. Your costs are energy is so important. Interest rates, too, we're going to be cutting them. But the energy I can do right away. I'll get those guys drilling. They are wild. They are tough and wild. They are crazy. They'll be drilling so much. We're going to, you know what? If they drill themselves out of business, I don't give a damn, right? We're going to get your prices. We're going to get your prices down so low. We're going to get them down 50%. So remember, I said it. As we rebuild our economy, we'll also restore our borders. For 4 straight years, Kamala has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo, not just in South America. The Congo in Africa, many people are being brought in from the Congo. The great thing is they make our criminals look like really nice people. These people are so much more vicious, they'd cut you up and they don't even think about it the next day. Look at these beautiful ladies these ladies in the front are going, Jesus, this is a rather depressing speech he's making, I must say. They say, look how beautiful, I happen to know them. They're not into the world of being cut up, right? They never heard that. They weren't educated exactly that way. Look, they're looking at me. They're so cute. They're saying, oh, this is terrible. Believe me, they're worse than that. That's how bad they are. And she has resettled some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world into your communities to prey upon innocent American citizens. When I win on November 5th, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration of our country begins. Okay? Now they're happy. Now she's happy. She's happy now. One of the deadliest and most vicious migrant gangs that Kamala has imported into our country is the savage Venezuelan prison gang. They formed in these horrible prisons in Venezuela. Tren de Aragua. Have you heard of them? You don't want to hear of them. That's taking over apartment complexes and unleashing a violent terror spree all over America. You know in Aurora what they're doing. You've been reading about it in Aurora, Colorado. You have a governor. He's a radical left lunatic, and he's petrified. He doesn't want anything to do. These guys have guns that are as good as our military. They're of military quality, sometimes better than the Supreme, called the Supreme version. Where the hell did they get this stuff? And they're vicious. And now, today in the New York Post, on the front page, I read where they've taken over Times Square. Isn't that wonderful? Can you imagine? And let's take a look at this, please.
Open borders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis. Record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America.
It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
When people talk about migrant crime, this is what they're talking about. Biden and Harris had created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder
murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder at Lake and Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the country by the Biden administration.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
Manuel Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
So that's the people they're spending their money on to get them into our country, among others. And that's why you don't have the money. They want to hold a special session of Congress to give you the money. And we're going to work with you 100%. But can you imagine what they've done to this country is unthinkable. These are the people where the money's going instead of the people of your state, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida. All of these places, Georgia, by the way, where they're doing a good job. Government is doing a good job. The state government, not the federal government. The United States is now an occupied country. But on November 5th, 2024, we will be a liberated country. We will be liberated like never before. It will be Liberation Day. Under Kamala Harris, 13,099 illegal alien convicted murderers are on the loose in the United States. You know who gave that information? The Border Patrol gave us that information, and they've never done that before, but they said something has to be done. And by the way, thank you to the Border Patrol. They're great. They endorsed your favorite president. They didn't only endorse me, saying I'm the greatest president there's ever been. I said, what about George Washington? Nah, you're better. What about Lincoln? What about Abraham Lincoln? Nope, you're better. They said I'm tougher on the border than Abraham Lincoln, right? Than Honest Abe. But you know, they gave me the great endorsement, but at the same time, they did something that's pretty amazing because, you know, it's not easy for them to do this. They said she is the worst we've ever had. She never even called anybody for 3.5, 4 years. She never even called anybody. She never called one Border Patrol head agent, never once, and she never visited the site, never visited. This is a woman who is a disaster. She destroyed the greatest city in our country, I think might have been San Francisco. She destroyed San Francisco. She helped destroy California, which is hard to do with the weather, the water, the everything. The sun and the water has everything perfect. The location, together with Gavin Newsom, the governor, she destroyed it. And we're not going to let her destroy the United States of America. We're not going to let her. Right? Just last week, 2 illegal alien members of the same savage Venezuela gang were arrested in New York for robbing, shooting, and murdering a 59-year-old man in a Connecticut hotel. It was a horrible, horrible scene. One of these monsters was a gotaway. And we're not even including gotaways in those numbers. You know what a gotaway is? That means they come through and nobody checks them. We built hundreds of miles of wall. We had the safest border in history. You remember my all-time favorite chart? I love that chart. I sleep with that chart. And it showed the best numbers. Put the chart up if you would. Just put it up. Put it up. If you can. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. We didn't have that chart, I wouldn't be with you today. I give that chart a big fat kiss every night I go to bed with that chart. But what that chart also shows is look at the arrow on the bottom. That was the day I left office. We had the lowest level of illegal immigrants coming into our country, also drugs and lots of other things. You take a look at human trafficking of women. Mostly it's women. It's not, they talk about men. It's not men, it's women and children, but mostly women. We had the largest number of 10 times more than came in through me. We had it stopped. We would check in every car, every trunk in every car where they put a lot of them. And we had it stopped. And now it's out of control. The internet brought that into a crime. It sounds like an ancient kind of a thing. It's not. The internet made that as profitable as the drug trade. It's really horrible what's going on. What's happened to that border is probably the meanest place maybe in the history of our country, certainly, but almost the history of the world. And there's no border like it in the world. There's no border so corrupt, so dangerous, anything like that. There's never been anything like that. What's happening? Millions of people, and what's happening to them, even on the journey up, the fact that they make that journey, the women it's a horrible thing that happens to the women. You remember when I first ran, I used a certain word, rape. Everyone said, oh, he used the word rape. Well, rape, the percentage of women that are raped on the trip up, I won't say it, but you won't believe the number. It's just a horrible thing that happens, all because these people, they're basically saying, come up, we'll give you education, we'll give you this, you can stop it all in one day, you can stop it all in 1 hour, you can close that. So I built the wall, hundreds of miles. I then ordered 200 miles more. We could have had it up in 3 days. It flips up. Exactly what Border Patrol wanted, exactly what ICE wanted. We got exactly what they wanted. We could have had it done in literally 3 to 4 weeks, completed. Much more than I promised I was going to do. I built hundreds of miles. That's one of the reasons we were able to have it. Then I got Mexico to give us soldiers, thousands and thousands of soldiers, free of charge, by the way. Mexico, of course, I did tell them, if you don't do it, I'm going to put tariffs on all your cars that are coming in. I did tell. They actually said, no, we won't do it. We're not going to. I said, you got to give me 28,000 soldiers right away, free of charge. They looked at me, they said, we're not going to do that. Why would we do that? I said, you're going to do it, 100% you're going to do it? They said, we're not. I said, you are. They said, no way. I said, way. And then they started wondering, what the hell's going on over here? They were pretty. I said, here's the story. If you don't give us those soldiers, because you're the ones that are letting them in your country and they're coming up from your southern border, if you're not going to give us those soldiers, I'm going to tariff you for 25%, then for 50%, then for 75%, and then for 100%. And you're going to pay us so much money that we can afford to buy an army if we want, like times 5. And I said, and I have the legislation on my desk, and I'm going to sign it right now unless I hear, sir, we would like very much to do exactly as you say. We will provide you with soldiers. And it wasn't only that, remain in Mexico. I mean, they said, we're not going to give you remain in Mexico. I said, of course you are, because you're letting them come through your country. We don't want them in our country until we're able to vet them and check them. And when I said the tariffs, I'm telling you, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is the word tariff. You don't know. They said, no way, no way, no way. And then they said, we would be proud to give you as many soldiers as you want, free of charge, sir. We don't want to charge you anything. Don't forget, they've taken a lot. Oh, and I have just one quick story. So they're building the largest car plant in the world in Mexico. It's all being financed and done by China. China basically owns it, but they're using Mexico. They make cars and send them through. So this took place about a year ago. I found out about it through a man that builds the plants. I said, I want to see a plant. I want to see a car plant. He said, come with me to Mexico, sir. I said, no, I want to see one in the United States. We don't build the big ones in the United States. The big ones are being built in Mexico. I said, why is that? Well, China's there, and they want to build them in Mexico and then sell them into the United States, which will totally close down Michigan, totally close down Detroit, and you won't have any car industry left. So I heard that, and I started thinking about it. I said, how terrible is that? And then about 3 months ago, as you know, I started saying, We're not going to allow it to happen. They were getting ready to start. The biggest plant in the world, actually. I think 2 or 3 of them, but the biggest. They were getting ready to start. And the other day, I was in Detroit at the Detroit Economic Club making a speech on cars and bringing back the automobile industry. And I saw the man that builds the plants. I knew him a little bit. I brought him up. I said, I wanted to see you for a minute. Come here. What's happened to that plant? Sir, about 2 weeks ago, China decided to not build it because they think you're going to be elected president. And if you have to pay tariffs, if they have to pay tariffs, there's no way it can be successful. So there's a case. I didn't even do anything except say, we're going to put tariffs. And I even said, we'll put 100, 200, I don't care what the number is. They're not going to have one car from that massive, giant auto plant come into our country. And I said that. And China decided a couple of weeks ago they're not going to be. How good is that, right? So I saved Michigan, and I saved Detroit, and I saved you a little bit. You know, with you, it's not as big a deal. But, you know, the same thing applies to other businesses. So we killed that plant just by the threat of tariffs. I'm telling you, outside of love and religion, it's the most beautiful word there is. Tariff! And these stupid people, stupid politicians, they don't like... Look, they're either dumb or they're corrupt. Anybody that opposes tariffs for a country where you're going to... Because China's been doing that for years. We don't want your cars unless you build the factory in China. We don't want your cars. Japan doesn't take our cars. They said, if you want to build a factory in Japan, otherwise we're not interested in your cars. And what we did is such a beautiful thing. I've got no credit for it whatsoever, but someday they'll give me credit in about 100 years from now. In Wilmington, North Carolina, 2 months ago, an illegal alien from Venezuela brutally stabbed a man to death. This murder came just 4 days after he was arrested for domestic violence, but instead of being deported by Kamala, this criminal alien was released into our country where he kills. He's an animal. Every day, Kamala Harris is bringing in illegal aliens who are raping and murdering women and children. You see them all the time. You see them all the time. Their names have become famous, and you know, in a certain way, look, it's they don't want it. I know the parents. I met so many of the parents. They're devastated. They'll never be the same. They'll never be the same. But their children have not died in vain because we're gonna stop it. We're gonna stop it very strongly. We're gonna stop it. We're not gonna play games. And because of the horrible acts that these people have committed, nobody can even believe it. And it's all because of Biden and Kamala. And in all fairness, Biden put this total stupid person in charge of our border. Think of it. Never made a call. Never went there. She let it just all, she said, keep those borders open, let everybody come in. Now, there's only one reason you do that, I guess. Well, there's 3 reasons. You're stupid. You hate our country. You can't be that stupid to be able to cheat like they cheat. So you're either stupid, you hate our country, or they're trying to get them to vote, right? And it's probably the 3rd. She's turning beautiful small towns into third world dumping grounds. She's letting vicious gangs take over whole communities. She's busing and flying them in by the millions. How about the flights? She said, yes. You know, about 3 months ago, they're getting killed on this issue. I think it's, again, the most important issue there is, more important than the economy, believe it or not, because this is destroying the fabric of our country. This is like destroying our country. And so they tightened it up a little bit. Oh, look, our numbers are a little bit better. Look, oh, Trump stopped the bill. He told the Senate, Ted, did I ever tell you not to sign that bill? No, right? I didn't tell anybody to, but they like that. Trump stopped. I sort of liked it. It gives you such power. You know, you come from Queens, and now I'm calling, you will not sign that bill, senators. You will not. They have me calling up, you will not sign that bill. Actually, I like that sort of. Maybe I should go along with that story, Ted. That's something, nobody's had that kind of power in a long time, right? But, and again, all she had to do, she didn't need a bill, just had to call him up and say, close up the border. Wake up the guy up top and just close up the border, please, Joe. Come on over here, Crooked Joe. We're going to sign this right here, sign right here. Okay. And the border's closed. I didn't have a bill. I had the strongest border in history. I didn't have a bill. My father used to tell me that when he'd hire somebody, when they say, sir, an executive, sir, could I have a letter of authorization? Could I have a letter saying that I've been... He said all of those guys that wanted letters were always weak and ineffective. It was the ones that went in and said, I'm the boss now, you're going to listen to me. Those were the ones that did the job. You know, does that make sense? So all they had to do, they didn't need anything. All they had to do is say, the border's closed. She's responsible for more human trafficking than any person in history. There's never been a problem in human trafficking in history like this one, and she's responsible. If Kamala gets 4 more years, you will not have a country left. You're not going to have a country left. You'll have 200 million people pouring in from all parts, and mostly prisons and lots of other places that you don't want to hear about. Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every town across America that has been invaded and conquered, and we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country back to where they came from. And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs like MS-13, equally violent, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that, 1798. That's when we had real politicians that said, we're not going to play games. We have to go back to 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. We're going to knock the hell out of them. Don't forget, I'm the one that defeated ISIS, remember? They don't want to do it. The fake news doesn't like talking about it. They don't like talking about things like that. And I did it in a matter of weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years, 7 years. Mattis told me, sir, we won't be able to do that for many years, sir. I said, wait a minute, we have the best planes in the world, the best everything in the world, and they fight with knives and crappy guns? Why? And I went over there, and I found out why, and I had the right guy. I had a real general, not a television general. Not a general that likes to write books, stupid people. These are stupid people. Oh, and the things he said in that book, they put him in great jeopardy, what he said in the book. This stupid guy, Milley, he's the one that said, leave the equipment. Sir, I think we should leave the equipment. It's cheaper to leave a plane that costs $150 million than it is to take it out, sir. That's when I knew I had a real dummy. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or law enforcement officer. I will end catch and release into our country. We'll have catch and release into Mexico, if that's okay. I will immediately end all migrant flights. Hundreds of thousands of people are being flown into the middle of our country. I will outlaw sanctuary cities. They're going to be over dead. And I will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegals. I will restore every Trump border policy and immediately expel all illegals who violate our border. We're going to get them out. We have to, because this is not sustainable by any country. We're running against the most radical, most incompetent, most unfit vice president in the history of our country. No one respects her. No one trusts her. No one takes her seriously. Something is clearly wrong with her. She can't put 2 sentences together. She's an international joke, and she is going to end up getting us into a third world war. This person cannot be president when the people of North Carolina were stranded and drowning in Hurricane Helene. Kamala Harris was at a glitzy fundraiser in a city that she destroyed, San Francisco. She spent the last 4 years taking your money to provide shelter and benefits to illegal aliens, But when North Carolina needed help, Kamala Harris was nowhere to be found. And it took her a long time to get here, too. And she only did it. She only came here because she's running for office. I was here the day after. I didn't want to go in. I didn't want to disturb them, but I was in North Carolina. Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the smarts, or the strength to be the president of the United States. She just can't do the job. You know it. Everybody knows it. Her people know it. The people that work for her know it. Almost 95% of the people that work for her as vice president quit. They were always quitting because she was a nut job. And on top of it all, she says she would not do one thing differently from Joe Biden, which is totally disqualifying immediately. Remember, the most unpopular, everybody says right way. Wrong way is 86%. So why would you do everything the same? But she should have done it 4 years ago. Take a look.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the tarmac watching you check your watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Gut-wrenching new details in the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Only 18% say the economy is in excellent or good condition.
US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
The cost of homes have spiked. Home buyers need to earn 80% more than they did in 2020 to afford a house.
Were you the last person in the room?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Good job. You know, a friend of mine called me up, and he said, I hate it when you run the clips. Why? Because the press doesn't follow them. They can't move that damn camera up to show that picture. They can't move. No, think of it. I said, no, you must be kidding. All they have to do is turn it just a little bit of an angle, and it's fine. But you can't do that, can you? You can't do that. I'm watching the camera. They keep the damn camera focused on me, and I now understand what I was watching them. Because a friend called up, he said, it's too bad with the clips. They sound good, but they don't show them. All you have to do is turn it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. But he's told by his bosses, right there, the guy right there, he's told by his bosses, don't do it, because they don't want to give us the privilege of seeing murderers in our country. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
Lying makes you weak.
North Carolina, if you want to end this disaster, you must get out and vote. We'll get rid of these stupid people. We're pleased to be joined today by Senator Ted Budd, and I want to say happy birthday, Ted. What are you, about 49 or something? Happy birthday. Great guy, great senator, very respected. Thank you, Ted. Another great one that I was very involved in, he did fantastically, and now I think he's running for a thing called Attorney General, Dan Bishop. Dan, thank you. And I hear you're doing well, right? Thank you. Dan's been a great congressman. Congressional candidate, Lori Buckout, and she's been great, who has my complete and total endorsement, okay? Lori has my complete, so vote for Lori. You're going to win. You're going to win big. Thank you, Lori. Great. Great job. North Carolina State GOP Chairman, Jason Simmons. Jason, thank you, Jason. Good job. Good job, Jason. And I introduced him, but RNC Chairman Michael Whatley done a fantastic job. Thank you. Really good. He better win. Oh, if he doesn't win. I'm saying he's so great. He's great, great, great. If he doesn't win, I'll be saying, get rid of that guy. Nah, we'll never say that. I think you're doing great. The numbers so far are amazing. The fake news as a water report, we don't care. The only thing that matters is November 5th, right? So we don't care what they do now. But even they are concerned. They say, this is not looking good. You know, normally you'd say they mean it's these numbers are looking incredible, actually, in every state, not just here, in every state. They know what I mean. And I'm very proud to have my beautiful daughter, Tiffany, here with her husband, Michael. And they're going to have a baby, a beautiful baby. Two good people, too. And a great developer in New York and Florida and elsewhere, one of the greatest businessmen in the country, Mr. Steve Witkoff. Steve? Thank you, Steve. Great job. Thank you. Great guy. Former head of the Small Business Administration, who, by the way, went to school here. She has to be, she has to be the most successful person ever to graduate from this beautiful place. It's beautiful. Linda McMahon, I could tell you about her for days. She went here, right? And you loved it. I said, you like it? She said, I loved it. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell you that. And a man that you heard speak, and he's a great patriot, and he's a talented guy, went to Harvard, did very well. It's not as good as the Wharton School of Finance, but that's okay. But he's been a tremendous voice against China, and we have nothing against China. We just want to be treated fairly. And Peter's one of the few people that really understood what was happening. Peter Navarro. Peter, wherever you are. Peter. Hi, Peter. I heard Peter. I said, he's doing well. I didn't get to see you, but now I see you. Good. Good job. Good job today. Good job forever. He was a strong voice on what you and I believe in, right? He was great. And again, I want to thank Elon Musk for doing such a great job. He's now campaigning for us in Pennsylvania, so that's pretty good. So here are the facts. Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas. You know who that is. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of Defund the Police. Can you believe that one? The movement that is such a disaster, and anybody who wants to defund the police even for one day is not worthy of being president of the United States, the way I look at it. Kamala Harris vowed to abolish ICE. You know what that is, ICE. These are the toughest people, and they go into these gangs, and they go fists swinging, legs swinging, and they come out 2 minutes later, and they take them out of our country. They are rough people we're dealing with, but ICE is incredible, and they love our country. She wanted to get rid of ICE. They want to take them out. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? She's not going to do it. She vowed repeatedly to ban fracking. She said, as California Attorney General, she redefined child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as totally nonviolent crimes. Can you imagine? She pledged to confiscate your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. Oh, by the way, if you like guns, you can forget her. She's going to do it 100%. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention. Think of that. They're in detention at taxpayer expense, sex changes. They're in detention. They want to have the operation, and by the way, aside from all the other problems, it's a very big and expensive operation. And then, of course, you saw that yesterday. She lied about working at McDonald's. That's a pretty bad. And on top of everything else, Kamala wants to turn our military woke. Watch this.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer, sir, yes!
Sir, let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face. Ah!
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are huge. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
How to abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers, so wait.
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as the brown stain on the bathroom. Working for Uncle Sam. I love working for Uncle Sam. Lets me know just who I am. Lets me know just who I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
So just remember, we won 2 world wars with that kind of stuff, right? We won 2 world wars. We don't want to be woke, and we're not going to be woke. And our military is not. When they knocked out ISIS, there was nothing woke about them. You could put them in a woke cage for 2 years. They'd come out fighting. They're not woke. Only the top few people, they're woke. They're woke. And they'll be gone fast. But in conclusion, with your vote this November, we are going to fire Kamala Harris. We're going to save America. And we're going to restore the greatness of our nation for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. With your support, we will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and turn the United States into the manufacturing superpower of the world. It'll be very quick. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III. Nobody else is going to do that. We have never been closer. We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly want and deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a missile defense shield around our country, all made in the USA, including a place called North Carolina. And we will land an American astronaut on Mars. And before I go too further, some of my favorite people are here. These women finally, and a couple of them right here. I don't know why you get these primos. I guess they're the bosses. These women have seen 259 rallies. This isn't even rally. This is a little get-together. Can you imagine? You have 9,000 people on a Monday afternoon, and we call it a little get-together. They come from North Carolina. Look at them. They come from North Carolina, and they come out to California. They go to Texas. They're happily married. I don't know how the hell that works. I don't know how that works. They have great husbands, but they are happily married. You're going to have to tell me about that. But these are the greatest, most beautiful women, and they've seen it a lot, and they never get tired of hearing the truth, ever. They never get tired of hearing the truth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. We will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend religious liberty, I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, We are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. It will be stopped. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again, and it will be very soon. Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope in the American dream. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig. Early voting is underway. Get everyone you know and vote. After all, and remember this, all we've been through a lot together, haven't we? Huh? We suffered for 4 years. For 4 years we suffered. Our country suffered. We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. That's what's going to happen. With your help, from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise. We will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we love. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. And we will never, ever, ever surrender. Together, we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. That's what we're going to be doing. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country, and together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you all. God bless you.
Well, hooligans, there you have it. President Trump live in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure oh no, I was going to say, I thought we had double rallies. We don't have double rallies. Later on today, in about 2 hours and 10 minutes, President Trump is also supposed to be participating in the 11th hour faith leaders meeting in Concord, North Carolina. We will be covering that as well. Of course, we still have the majority of Coffee with Hooligans to do, so we might just start and end with President Trump live, which is totally fine. I think he was on fire here, and the crowd was really fired up. I can't remember where the last rally was. I want to say it was Pennsylvania or somewhere. The crowd was mild for some reason, but these guys, they're on fire for President Trump. I think he did fantastic. Going to read through the chat a little bit. Until President Trump is no longer visible, then we will be getting back to Coffee with Hooligans. Reading through. Snooks, I don't know what you're saying. Russell, Trump's the Energizer Bunny? I guess, because he was already live today. This is his second live of the day. And like I said, in about 2 hours, 2 hours and 8 minutes, he's expected on stage for another live. Happy Freedom, Tom Tom. Drive safe on your way home. Russell, the damn cat's always sleeping. He is. He's over here knocked out. Normal times, Trump or bust. Yeah, well, we can't even have an either or. It's Trump. It's Trump all day. We can't even consider other options. Trump has to win. Joe Lexi, the boss never sleeps. I believe you. I believe you. He's just full of energy. I don't know where he gets it from. Well, he's got the whole country backing him. It's probably hard to sleep at night. Bobby, you want fries with that? I would love to go to the drive-thru and have President Trump hand me some freedom fries. I would love that. Trump girl, that man has more energy than I've ever had, and he's so much more older than me. Yeah, Trump girl, I don't know how he does it. He's doing fantastic, though. He's not like Joe Biden, where Joe Biden comes out all cracked out for about 4.5 minutes, and then he's just all tuckered out. President Trump, he just keeps going. Libby Racer, make America woke free again. We got to. We have to do that. Jeffro, he's on fire all the time. He's getting it. Well, President Trump is no longer on stage. Like I said, we will be moving forward. Just a moment here. Let's get this off the screen. Just reading through, and then I got some shout outs here. What's up, Stern? Happy freedom. YouTube. Trolls over on YouTube. Heck yeah, Tom. Alright, we're going to do these shout outs really quick, and I kind of want to tell you guys, there's a couple reminders here, but first, I'm going to give a huge shout out to Joel. Thank you so much, Joel, for sending me a couple movies off the wish list here. I appreciate you, Joel. Thank you so much. And it's kind of ironic because yesterday I went to Walmart and I got some movies. And I was telling you guys that the streaming services, they're not going to get any cheaper. They just keep raising the price and making you watch ads and all this stuff. And when people figure it out, they're going to start buying DVDs again. When they do that, you're going to be paying $35 to $40 a movie again. Right now, Walmart's got movies for $5 hairs, and some of them have a couple movies inside. I didn't grab any today. Oh, I did, actually. One of the movies I got was Fast and the Furious 1 and 2, which are the only good ones. Both of them together, $5 hairs. Got American Psycho, Wolf of Wall Street, The Truman Show, which is what our life feels like. And then, of course, Pulp Fiction. $5 a pop. Can't beat it. You better go get your movies and stuff, I'm telling you, before the normies figure out what's happening, and then you're paying $40 for movies and stuff. Okay? Just go do the thing. Go do the thing. Anyways. Snooks is hot. I didn't forget Snooks. Anyways, we're going to get into this next video here. The first one we showed was with Daniel Penny. We showed it right before President Trump came out on stage. Daniel Penny's trial is starting off. We will get more information as the week goes on. I would like to cover the trial, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be done live, and we'll see. If it is, we will cover it. If it's not, well, we'll stay up to date with it. This next video is titled Kids Seeking Health Advice Online, but how can parents keep them safe? The majority of this video is about self-diagnosing, and we talk about that a lot here because that's what a lot of people do. It's not just kids, but a lot of people scroll on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, and there's a ton of videos that are like, have you ever had like your crotch itch? Well, you might be autistic, blah, 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 and then you got people just thinking they're autistic. Like, just for no reason. And so what do? They walk around and demand special treatment. Well, this TikTok video told me I'm autistic, so you got to give me special treatment and let me do whatever I want and treat you however I want because my excuse is that I have this illness that the internet told me I had. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Look at the left. That's their whole identity, is self-diagnosed problems that don't actually exist because of entitlement. So that's what this video is about. We're going to hop into it right now. While I'm doing this, you should stop what you're doing, run over to Rumble and hit that like button really quick, see if you can get us on the front page, or maybe even get the attention of those people, because I'm writing them and trying to figure out why is Rumble the only blurry platform. It has to be their fault, but I can't get their attention for some reason. I don't know why they're ignoring me, so hit that like button. We end up on the front page. They ain't gonna be able to ignore me then. Anyways, once again, this is titled Kids Seeking Health Advice Online, but how can parents keep them safe? Vote for President Trump. That's how you keep him safe. Anyways.
Let's stick with health. Researching medical advice online, it's nothing new. But there are new concerns about what people find on social media. The reason, well, the information can often be false. Here with us is technologist and rheumatologist Dr. Geeta Nayyar. Dr. G, good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Hannah. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's talk about the study this past year. It found 90% of Americans turn to social media as a resource for health information. 90%, Dr. G. What do you make of this number?
Well, look, that's where the consumer of today is, and that's where they're finding their answers in lieu of not having a doctor or in lieu of just not finding simple health literate sources. So this is the reality of America today.
So young people, specifically kids, they frequently use social media for latest beauty trends. I know it's all over my algorithm, even though I'm not very young. But what should we know when it comes to protecting our kids from these potentially dangerous trends?
Well, the first thing we have to recognize is our kids are hungry and thirsty for health information, as we all are. So meeting them where they're at, teaching them how to look for health information. And look, I have a daughter. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I can't tell you how many skin routines she proposes, Henna, right? So we've had the conversation. Number one, I've said, look, let's go to a dermatologist. Let's go to someone who knows you, knows your skin. Two, let's look for other dermatologists on social media, right? Checking the source, making sure whomever your kids are following are actually legit and actually accountable for what they put out there. Number three, sources like the American Academy of Pediatrics, the CDC. There are some great online sources, but we have to give our kids the guidance. And look, you and me grew up with stranger danger, right? How many times did our moms and dads talk to us about stranger danger? We got to have the same conversation about social media. What to look for, what to be aware of, and what's okay and what's healthy.
That's really great advice. We have to talk about mental health when it comes to social media. 95% of young people ages 13 to 17 reported using a social media platform. That makes sense. But what factors play a role in how social media affects their brains, Doc?
Well, number one, what age are you starting your kids on social media, right? There needs to be a threshold. General advice is about above 13, ideally above 16. So that's number one. Number two, your child's own individual psychology and predisposition is important to know and understand usage. I cannot say this enough, Hannah. Are your kids on social media 24/7, or is there limited use? And perhaps most importantly, is there parental guidance? Right? We can't just have our kids out there talking to strangers. We wouldn't do it in real life. Why would we do it online?
So what does healthy social media use look like for kids and teenagers? Is it simply making sure they're not on it all day, every day?
So again, extremes don't work, right? We know that our kids are on social media. You and me are on social media, right? So we can't expect from our kids what we can't do. So number one, age of when they start, right? Understanding how social media is being used for them. What are they looking for? Are they looking for information? Look, social media can be a great source of education, online workshops, community building. Is your kid really into sports? Is your kid really into animals and marine life sciences? There are some great sources out there. And if your kid is like my kid, she loves art. She loves to express herself. So this can be a great place to express and really have your kids not feel like they're stifled. So there are great uses for social media. But again, perhaps the most important is parental guidance. Stranger danger. We would not have our kids out talking to strangers. We certainly would not have them out there talking to strangers about their health. So we've got to give them the guidance.
Such fantastic points. We hope you come back. Dr. Geeta Nayyar, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, it's a very interesting video. We talk about that a lot, about people out here self-diagnosing because of stupid shit they see on the internet. Now, what News Nation decided to do is tell everybody, go follow what the CDC says. Don't, like, oh, you're lost and confused? Let's walk you right into the meat grinder. Like, they might as well go put their SS badges on. What a bunch of idiots. Go listen to the CDC. You're confused about your gender? You better go listen to the government. Go listen to what the government says. No, that's obviously bad advice. If you're worried about something being wrong with you, go see a doctor. And even then, they're a bunch of yahoos. So you might have to see 2 or 3 doctors. But then again, how can you afford that in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's America? Can't even afford to buy chicken. So, good luck. That's what it is. Good luck. I don't know. I just fix all my problems by drinking water. I don't know if that's just a man thing or was, oh man, I broke my leg. I better grab the water. Who can afford a doctor these days? You have to be buddies with a doctor or something. I don't know. We got a hooligan doctor in the house. Don't raise your hand too high. You're going to have everybody DMing you. Anyways, next up, we got Kamala's team gets desperate with dating ad. They got Lizzo. Big old fat Lizzo out here trying to sell Kamala's communism, and I'm not with that. Anyways, that's what's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about News Nation talking about self-diagnosing using the internet and how they think the best choice you can make is to follow what the CDC says. It wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. Breeze by you. Parent your kids. Be involved. CDC is not to be trusted. I drink water and nap if I don't feel well. Have not been sick in years, though. Just occasional headaches. Yeah, Breeze by you. I don't know. I hate going to the doctor. They do a bunch of testing. They rack up a bill. They don't fix your problems and then send you on your way. I'm like, shit, I could stay at home for that. Russell, my social media was playing war outside. Yeah, I really wonder what it's like to be a child growing up with social media. That seems really weird. I didn't have social media until I was 16 or 17 years old. Back when you could bully people on the internet, now it's a felony. Online bullying is a felony. It used to just be a good time. Soft and stupid people out in the world fucked it up. Ghostly, every time I tell a doctor I have PTSD, they roll their eyes. I have to tell them I had brain scans and parts of my brain light up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, Ghostly. See, and that's the other thing is when I go to the doctor, I have to have a woman doctor. Because if I get a male doctor, it just becomes this like pissing competition. And it drives me nuts. It's like we got to have an argument about why I'm here. And then they want to go and poke me and prod me and twist my shit and do all this stuff. And it feels like they're just doing it just to be mean to me, just to hurt me, just to be an asshole. Then I got to tell them, like, hey, buddy, you're going to need a doctor if you don't stop touching me like that. But female doctors, they're a lot easier to deal with, at least in my situations. Dutton, I'd only see a doctor if I couldn't stop something from bleeding or something was broken to the point that it was flopping around. Yeah, Dutton, that's all I do. I only go to the doctor if I'm broken. If I have broken bones and stuff, like I've broken 2 of these knuckles, and you gotta go to the doctor for that stupid shit. But otherwise, I don't go to the doctor. They're not worth anything. Pumpkin, just enjoy being alive and not needing a doctor. Yeah, Pumpkin. Yeah, we gotta be worried about living, not worried about dying. Jeffro, also the CDC, wear your mask or you will die. Yeah, Jeffro. You're not wrong. Not wrong. Leave it to the soft and stupid people to diagnose you. Zupia, 24/7. Who the fuck talks like that? For someone as smart as this lady, she talks like an idiot. Yeah, Zupia, it's because they were busy lying and not thinking. That's why. Free the Texan. If you're on TikTok getting your info, you might be tarded. I mean, you might be. You might be. I remember when social media was just about entertainment. Snooks, all great movies. Yeah, I dig those movies. And the thing is if you buy DVDs, you can download them on your computer and it's considered an archive. And as long as you don't give that copy to anybody, you're not doing anything illegal. So you can take your DVDs, you can rip them to your hard drive on your computer, you can put the DVD back in the case and set it somewhere safe, and then just watch the movie you downloaded on your hard drive, and that way you don't ever mess the DVD up. That's what I'm doing anyways. Oh, I appreciate you, Normal Times. Pumpkin, Pulp Fiction is good. I actually haven't seen it in a long time, but it's always been a good movie. There's some questionable scenes, I will say that, but it's a pretty good movie. What's up, Garlic Press? Happy freedom. Garlic Press, I will die in my house before I go see a doctor again. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doctors either. Master Meatball, I'm looking for a doctor who doesn't take insurance. Just tell them you don't have insurance. I lie to those doctors all the time. I give them fake names. What I need them to do what I'm here to tell them to do. That's it. I don't give them any more information than I have to. Fuck them. Fuck them. They're over glorified order takers. I mean, you know, if it didn't work at at the doctor's office, they'd be working at McDonald's. So, yeah, I don't know. I just lie to them bastards. Snooks, I'll give you a free physical anytime. Well, I'll remember that when I go join football again, because, man, that's a pain in the ass. At least I always hated that. Every time it was football season, I go join football and stuff when I was in school. You gotta go get your physical and have the doctor fondle your nuggets and stuff. Never was a big fan of that. Until you get a female doctor, and then you're like, hey, I think I need you to look at something. They're like, are you sure this is your 4th time this week? Just give me the attention I crave. Stupid. All right, getting into this next video here. It's titled Kamala's Team Gets Desperate with Dating Ad. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you guys really quick, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. The screen's not big enough for Lizzo, but we're going to try and make it work. She's a terrible person, by the way. And I think they bring it up in this. Oh, I forgot. This is actually like a lefties losing it thing. So we're going to see more than just Lizzo and bad decisions being made. But like I was saying, Lizzo was actually taken to court, or she was sued or something, because she was placing food inside of herself and then making her staff eat it. And so that's who Kamala Harris hired to do this nonsense. But either way, like I said, this is kind of a lefties losing it sort of situation. So it's going to be entertaining. With that being said, hit that like button over on Rumble and let's get this rolling.
Now it's time for lefties losing it, starting with the bizarre and, quite frankly, concerning ways those devoid of all joy try and find joy. It's the poking one another that does it for me. Now to the Kamala Harris campaign, which is getting even more desperate. This time it's acting as some sort of Tinder dating service. And get ready, ladies, we present to you this potential love interest.
Hello, ladies. I'm Trey. It's good to be here.
Hey, Trey.
Hey, hey.
So, what do you do and how much do you make?
I work in finance, making 6 figures.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Okay. Do you work out?
I like to stay active, yeah.
Okay, so he earns 6 figures, he's 6'5", he's an attractive man. What could possibly be the problem?
Do you have a plan to vote?
I didn't plan on it.
Don't get popped. So let me get this.
Democrats making threats.
If you don't vote for Kamala, you'll never find a girlfriend. Yes, this really is the bottom of the pit, a revolving circus clown show. And look, the freaks are on display, because here is a way for the Democrats to win over the working class. Enlist singer Lizzo and her big private jet.
This is how a bad saves democracy. You couldn't even spell democracy.
She doesn't have any luggage because the plane wouldn't be able to make it off the ground.
Whatever happened to the Dems always boring us with their emissions warnings? But nonetheless, I mean, fantastic using Lizzo, the woman who had previously been sued for sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. So what could she possibly add to a campaign that prides itself on equality and fairness?
I'm so proud to be from this city. You know, they say if Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit. Okay? Proud like Detroit. Resilient like Detroit.
Is that the same Detroit that was ranked the 2nd least safe city in the US? It's good to know America is in safe hands. Now, not that Trump needs any more Harris campaign material, but you know you're in trouble when you enlist your husband, who refers to himself as the second gentleman, to appear in a hostage video.
Hey everyone, second gentleman here. We've got to all get out there and make sure you're registered and make sure you're voting early for my wife and Kamala Harris, for President of the United States.
You can go to iwillvote.com to check your polling place.
And make sure to vote early, like I will.
Get your vote in early and vote for
Kamala!
Well, they were forced to do that. I mean, clearly. Has anybody checked on them? Are they okay? So while Doug is holding people against their will, Kamala appears to be very excited.
Shout your own name for a minute. That's what I'm talking about, because it's about you. It's about your family. It's about you. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, some people have claimed that she looks drunk in that clip. I mean, no judgment here. And look, the freak show wouldn't be complete without the chief loon herself, MSNBC host Joy Reid, who is out there pulling fear-mongering tricks out of a hat.
The last thing I will say is that if Donald Trump does win, there won't be Democrats go back and figure out how to get more voters and figure out how to change your positions. There will be camps. There will be Project 2025. There could be arrests of people like Adam Schiff.
She should tuck that neck in.
Nancy Pelosi being hauled off to jail.
Joy. Trying to pull that cleavage out. It was all neck. Ugh. Not good. A worm neck there. That's not good. Scary stuff. I don't know why they thought Lizzo was the person to bring out in front of everybody. Like, she's a great example of anything. Maybe what not to do. And then I see, who is it? Matt. She looks a lot smaller than, did they replace her? They actually did some publicity thing showing that Lizzo lost weight, and all the liberals were all excited for it. They're like, oh, you're not as fat anymore, which is, whatever. But then they stick her in front of that big ass plane, and it is what it is. I wonder if they did replace her. I wouldn't be surprised. I highly doubt that she actually willingly went out there and lost weight. But what was really funny about the promotion they did when she did lose weight, which is recent, it's just in the last couple weeks, all the conservatives went out there and started saying bullying works. If we didn't talk so much shit about her weight, she'd have never went out there and lost it. And I think they're right, because you can't be body shaming and all the stuff that the soft and stupid people say out there. Well, if that's the case, then why didn't she stay humongous? Why'd she lose weight? If ginormous is beautiful, then why did she drop the pounds? What'd she do that for? Because you gotta make that bullying great again. That's why. Like I said, next up, Cheryl Hines. I don't know anything about this stuff, and it seems like you guys actually do. Cheryl Hines breaks silence on RFK Jr.'s allegations. Apparently, he is being accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a reporter and cheating on his wife by doing so. There's claims that there was inappropriate texting and emotional support going on or something, but that's all the allegations are. I don't necessarily think this matters a whole lot, because RFK Jr. is not even running anymore. If you vote for RFK Jr., you're voting for Trump. If you vote for Trump, you're voting for RFK Jr. So I don't really think this is going to matter a whole lot, but it's all in the news and everyone's talking about it. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the lefties losing it and humongous Lizzo. Breeze by you, the Kennedys love to have affairs. That's how they talk about it in that video. I don't know a lot about the Kennedys, but they act like that's just the way Kennedys are. Snug, Cheryl Hines was an actress? Oh, I didn't know that. I never heard that name until screening that video. Zero Ozempic? Yeah, that could be. Lizzo is probably on Ozempic. I believe that way more than thinking she actually did some sit-ups. I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying. Happy Freedom Breeze by you. Happy Freedom 10 Man. Appreciate you hooligans being here. Snooks, no cleavage, all worm neck. It ain't my fault. I don't know what she was doing. She needs to tuck that in. That's indecent exposure. What's up, Cadillacs? Happy Freedom to you. Nancy should definitely go to jail or under it. Yeah. She's like, oh, there'll be camps. Shut up, Joy. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. 10-man Trump wig, bitch. I know, I think that's why she shaved her head again, is because people started to compare the hairdos. Too old to care. Isn't Hines RFK Jr.'s wife? Yes, But I think either they got a divorce or they're getting a divorce or something. Like I said, I only have this video that I didn't even know he was married. I just thought he was on his own. Like I didn't realize. I didn't know anything about him. We're all learning this together. Pumpkin, shh. Klaus is sleeping. He'll be all right. Oh, yes. You'll be all right, buddy. Oh, wake you up. I know your life's so hard. Mm-hmm. You'd think we were siblings, the way I just go and ruffle his feathers like that, you know? Bobby, clams. No, I don't want to see her clam. I bet she can't even see her clam. Done bullying in Ozempic. Yeah, she's finding her way. Bullying in Ozempic does quite a bit. Freethinker texts, and she started working out after the South Park Ozempic episode. See, I'm going to have to see that. It's been a while since I watched some South Park. Is it Wayward? Happy Freedom. Libby Racer, there's no joy in that. No. She's a miserable person. When Joy kicks the bucket, her coworkers are going to eat her body. That's what's going to... They're just a bunch of miserable people over there. Joe Lexi, yeah, we don't want 4 more years of the nonsense we're going through right now. And I think if Hyena Harris got in, it would be worse. Because old man Walter has like a reputation. He's been in the public for a long time. So they're still trying to, make him sing and dance like he's the same old Joe that he has been for the last 50 years. Hyena Harris is nobody. She's nobody. She hasn't been on Capitol Hill that long. Like, yeah, she was in California and in Chicago or whatever. But she hasn't been on Capitol Hill that long. And so when she gets up there, if she was to be in a position of power, they would just string her along. And people would just go with it. Because, look at her campaign. She was against fracking till she needed to be for fracking. So it's like flip-flopping on no tax on tips, which they gave up on that. But she's flip-flopping because she has no identity. So if she gets into office, they'll just do whatever they want because they don't have to keep up appearances. She has no reputation. So they'll just do whatever they want with her. Like, just hand America to the elite, hand it to the global elite. That's what's going to happen if we don't get out there and vote. Either for anybody that's early voting, go do the thing. For everybody else, November 5th can't come fast enough. We got to vote in the Orange Eagle or we are going to suffer the consequences. What's up, Elisa? Happy Freedom. Drugs? Yeah, most likely. Bobby, Lizzo speaking in tongues. I don't know. Speaking in chicken nuggets, maybe. Bobby, I can't spell for shit. I can't spell today either. It's been pissing me off. Plastic Quack. She hasn't seen her clam since 98. I believe it. She better be washing it, though. I'm just saying. Ghostly smells like low tide. See, I'm just saying. She hasn't seen it in a long time, but she knows it's still there because of the smell. Mm-hmm. Garlic Press. If it wasn't for Googling answers, most doctors wouldn't be able to diagnose a compound fracture. I can't tell you how many times I've had a doctor walk in the room with a phone in their hand or an iPad and tell me what Google says, like I didn't Google it before I came here. Just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Damn over-glorified Googlers. Chaplain. Lizzie is dizzy like Joy is joyless. That's right. Happy Freedom, Chaplain. Stern. Ew. Yeah. Yes. Patriot Operator RFK has a book all about his adultery. Maybe that's, well, we shouldn't talk a whole lot about the video before we watch the video, but they mentioned that whatever her name is that I can't think of right now that I've already said like 16 times, whatever his wife's name is, apparently she's writing a book too. And I was like, why would you write a book about being cheated on? Well, if he has a book about adultery, then I guess fair is fair. Patriot Operator, I don't tell them about the pot I smoke. I tell the doctors about weed I smoke and stuff like that, because if I got to be not put down but put to sleep, I want to make sure I'm asleep. I don't want to wake up mid-operation or something. Cheryl Hines, thank you, Snooks. Yeah. Snooks, they haven't had a divorce yet? So I think they're just reaching in this video, because they mentioned something about ex-wife or ex-fiance or something or other. I don't know. Russell, I need to write a book. You should. You should write a book. I wrote a book. I want to write another book. Wayward video of a guy going into different doctors with the same symptoms. The diagnosis he got was crazy. Not sure if you had that one already. Nah, Wayward. I haven't seen the video you're talking about. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. Alright, we're going to get into this next video. It's Cheryl Hines. Break silence on RFK Jr.'s allegations. I don't know.
Now let's move on.
I'm wondering. People don't cheat for no reason. Is she not suck it right? I got questions. Anyways, let's get this rolling. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
Now let's move on to Cheryl Hines. She has opened up about her relationship with husband Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and has addressed how she dealt with rumours surrounding his alleged sexting affair with political reporter Olivia Nuzzi. Kinsey, so she's broken her silence here. What's she said?
She says she's writing a book. I mean, Olivia must be shaking in her boots, because Cheryl says, you know, rumors are rumors. I'm trying to grasp everything. I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm writing everything down. I've got everything in writing. So, I mean, talk about a deep tease. We don't know when we're going to get it, but obviously it's going to be good, because she is saying, look, I'm processing the rumors. That she's kind of acknowledging that it comes with the Kennedy territory, but I had no clue that she was preparing to release a book, and this might just be the juiciest chapter.
Look, can you take us back here? So what actually happened? How long has this alleged affair been going on? Because this is quite juicy. Can you give us a bit of a history?
Well, yeah, Olivia Nuzzi was assigned RFK Jr. She is a political reporter, and she was assigned RFK Jr. last year to do a profile on him. And it's her fiance, or her ex-fiance, I should say, that allegedly threatened to blackmail her over this affair. He's out of a job right now. She's out of a job right now. And the only person that seems to be completely in the clear is RFK Jr. But it allegedly was just an emotional and sexting relationship. Olivia acknowledges it. RFK Jr. says that it's absolutely not true, and she's kind of a crazed fan. But it is interesting that it's the Kennedys that always end up with their hands clean after these kind of chaotic events.
Well, I was just going to ask you just one more question on this, because I'm finding it quite interesting. Will this at all have an impact on Robert F. Kennedy Jr., or as you said, he's just wiped his hands of it? He's never going to be in trouble for this?
I don't think he'll be in trouble for this. I would love to know what magic the Kennedys have that gets them out of absolutely every instance. You know, his father was accused of murdering Marilyn Monroe, and everything's okay over there. So I'd love to know what it is about the Kennedy family. But he's still campaigning with Trump, still deemed, somebody that is potentially going to be associated with the Trump administration if he wins. Wow. What is it like to be in Washington?
Yeah, what is it like? That's a really good point. Kinsey Schofield, really nice to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys caught any of that, because everybody was talking about her eyes. And not like in a nice way. She's talking into a ring light. She has her phone positioned in the center of a ring light. And she must be standing like this far away from it, because you're seeing the light reflected in her eyes. On top of that, she's opening her eyes, because being that close to the light makes you want to squint. And so she just ended up looking like a wackadoodle right there on the screen in front of everybody. They're trying to talk about how his wife's getting cheated on, and everyone's like, look at that bitch's eyes. Can't take you hooligans anywhere. You're supposed to be covering the news, not being so judgmental. Come on, man. Jeez. Holy. Now, I didn't know there was like a long history of adultery with the Kennedys. I don't know a whole lot about the Kennedys, but You guys seem pretty sure of yourselves on this. I don't know why people keep dating him if that's the problem. You know, you would think if somebody, it's like a serial killer. If the guy's a serial killer and he keeps chopping up women, how do women keep ending up in relationships with him? Doesn't make sense. If the whole family's known for adultery, why do women keep getting in relationships with them? That doesn't make any sense to me. It seems like obviously they're just being used and then cast away after their purpose is served. Why? Why even get involved in that? It must not be all bad. She's getting to write a book. She probably wouldn't be able to do that without the situation. So, I mean, at least she's profiting off of it. But I don't have the whole story like you guys do. I don't have years under my belt of watching the Kennedys cheat on random women. That's a weird thing. What a weird hobby. Anyways, next up, Trump visits I think it's Asheville, to tour the Helene damage. This was a live he did earlier today. It's like a 40-minute video. We're not going to watch 40 minutes of it. We're going to watch the first 5 minutes of it. But we keep, bringing up what's going on with the people from that were, how do I want to word this? Not getting the help they should be getting from the federal government after Hurricane Helene did the damage it did. And so we keep talking about over the last week, how come nobody's talking about that anymore? The only time you hear about North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, anywhere that was hit by the hurricane, all you hear about is voting. You don't hear anything about those people that were suffering, stranded, lost, needing help, and all of that. We covered that Americans were being turned away. They were not allowed to help those people suffering. And then the story just died. So President Trump went to go see what's going on. And like I said, we'll cover the first 5 minutes of it. It'll tell you why he's there and what his intentions are and things like that. You'll also see some people come and say, to thank him and whatnot. So President Trump may not be in the Oval Office, but he's still doing president stuff. He's such a badass for it. And then after that, we have MSNBC in meltdown after President Trump works a shift at McDonald's. Both those are coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about Bobby Kennedy running the streets on his wife. Cadillacs, my aunt lives in North Carolina and she sends me stuff all the time. They literally had dead bodies washing up in their yards. Yeah, Cadillacs, I believe it. There was a lot of information saying they weren't even retrieving the bodies. They were just leaving bodies there to be swept away with the water and whatnot. We've had like a week or two where there's just been like no news. Like nobody's covering it. Zero and the smell awful. Yeah. No good. Cadillacs, the stuff in Asheville is so bad. The mud is so toxic. It's eating people's clothing. That's crazy. That is crazy. Snooks, name, fame, and money with the Kennedys. Yeah, well, then I don't understand why they're crying about getting cheated on. They got to ride their ride. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm too desensitized for this or what. It just seems like if you know somebody is going to cheat on you and then you still get in a relationship with them and you do that because you're going to get fame and wealth and stuff like that, well, when you get cheated on, don't act all surprised about it. You got your fame and your wealth off of it, so what the hell are you crying about? Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't understand. Zero, writing books is a money laundering scheme or a money landing scheme? Matt, money. Yeah, that's what I figured. Money. Snooks, they have huge things. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't hear that in the video, Snooks. Ted, man, that bitch has got crazy eyes. You hooligans. Cracking me up. Zero, laundering. How do they launder money with books? I'm trying to think. How does that work? Cricket Kiss, yep, lithium around Kings Mountain, land grab incoming. Yeah, that's what we keep hearing. They try to suggest that that's not happening, but It looks like that's what's happening. Wayward. Good for Bobby and that leftist bitch. Yeah, I guess. Everybody was a winner. Joe Lexi, the government wants the land to mine. Yeah. Done just to be that guy. If his wife was doing her duties, he wouldn't have to sow his wild oats. Well, Dutton, you know, I'm just saying. People don't have time, money to go be, you know, dealing with other women. If they're doing it, it's probably because she's not doing the thing. She's not up to par. You know, you want a Michael Jordan in bed and you ain't getting it. Well, I guess you go out recruiting, but it's not the way to do it. They're a bunch of wealthy people, so God only knows. It's probably a lot worse than we think. Craig Kiss filled those fry boxes up full. Yep. President Trump is killing it. I wish. I wish. I haven't ate McDonald's in so long because by the time I eat it, I have to be sitting on the toilet. But I'd go through the drive-thru as President Trump was handing out free French fries. I mean, I just would in a heartbeat. Pumpkin Kennedys are just, I don't know. They seem like very eccentric individuals. Bobby, power and prestige. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it was a business deal more than anything else. Jeffro, put them eyes back in the jar. What the hell is wrong? You hooligans crack me up about that girl's eyes. Holy. I figured you guys were going to like that video. I didn't know it was going to be because of that girl's eyes, though. Pumpkin, why are the Kennedys like this? I think it has something to do with being like wealthy and famous. They don't see people as people. They just see them as useful. Yeah, Russ, you better go throw his clothes in the dryer. You don't want him smelling like Lizzo. What's up, Pag? Happy freedom. Rich, a large order of McDonald's French fries is the equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes. Has that much chemicals in the potatoes. Oh, I believe it, Rich. I believe it. What's up, Cat? Happy freedom. Cat. Guys say it to each other all the time. Drop the hottie basket case and marry the nice girl while you can. People are still getting married? I mean, I guess. I don't know how you can afford it. Now in Biden's economy, you get married and all of a sudden your taxes are together? I don't know about that. Proud Patriot Girly, money. Yeah, that's what I think. Proud Patriot Girly. I got new insurance and my awesome doctor doesn't take the insurance that I'm on now. So I have to start over with a new one that I don't know and doesn't know me, and it's stressful. Yeah, Proud Patriot Girly. I don't know because I've never had insurance. And so I had insurance for a very small period of time through my job. But when I went to use it, there was so many hoops to jump through it that I started lying to the doctors and telling them no. Because I got to pay so much out of pocket anyway, I might as well pay the whole damn thing. And so I went to the doctors. They're like, you got insurance? I'm like, no. They're like, but it says. I'm like, that's old information. It's outdated. And they try to argue with me, and I get all mean. And then they're like, okay, we're not going to charge the insurance. I'm like, great. And then I just pay them because the insurance wasn't doing anything anyways. So having good insurance, I don't know what that's like. And so I don't know. I know that's frustrating, though, to get your ducks in a row and then things fall apart anyways. What's up, Firmus? Happy freedom. What's up, Amazing Disgrace? Happy freedom. All right, thanks for letting me know, Snooks. Done. Need an idea for supper. What are y'all having tonight? What day is it? It's Manic Monday. Go make some chili dogs. Today's a chili dog kind of day. Or maybe some sloppy joes. Or maybe taco bowls. If I list one more thing, it'll be everything that I ate all week. All right. Next up, Trump visits Asheville to tour Helene Damage. Like I said, this is like a 40-minute live, but we're just going to play the first 5 minutes or so we could check out a little bit of the destruction in the background, also get an idea of why he's there. Obviously, he's there to provide aid and be there for the people in the area who were affected by Hurricane Helene. I'm trying to see what's on the schedule here, make sure we are where we're supposed to be. Yes. Okay, so we're going to cover this. Once again, this is Trump visits Asheville to tour Helene damage.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. That's quite a scene. Driving up, you see that kind of destruction. Actually incredible. To see that is incredible. It's the power of nature. Nothing you can do about it, but you got to get a little bit better crew in to do a better job than has been done by the White House. It's been not good. Not good. I'm here today in Western North Carolina to express a simple message to the incredible people of the state. I'm with you, and the American people are with you all the way. We're going to continue to be with you. We'll see what happens with the election. And we're, on January 20th, you're going to have, I think, a new crew coming in to do it properly and help you in a proper manner. To every family that lost a loved one, this terrible storm, we ask God to give you strength and comfort and peace. You will have comfort and peace. It's been a terrible ordeal, and this area was hit about as hard as anybody's ever seen. To all those homes, and your homes have been destroyed. Many of you are rebuilding, and many of you are going to just start all over again. And the communities were ravaged and destroyed. We're praying for you, and we will not forget about you. We will never forget about you. We're going to be working with you for a long time to come to get it back together. When I'm president, I will stand with you until the communities are fully rebuilt. Every single inch of every property will be fully rebuilt, greater and more beautiful than it was before. You're going to have better. What happened to this neighborhood and the communities all across North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Virginia, Tennessee was an act of absolute devastation. Helene's vicious floodwaters tore wives from the arms of their husbands, mudslides buried entire families. Grandparents died alongside their grandchildren. Homes, towns, farms, roads, bridges, schools throughout the region. They now lie in ruin. So beautiful, an area, so beautiful it was. But it'll be more beautiful. But you can never forget the death. The death. All of America shares your sorrow and your grief. Over the past few weeks, this region has seen an extraordinary hardship. But in the midst of such terrible tragedy, we have also seen the extraordinary love that binds us together as Americans. And it does indeed. I want to thank our great first responders. They've never let us down. This was a tough one, but they never let us down. And the emergency personnel who leapt into action with such great heroism, including the incredible firefighter and his nephew who lost their lives trying to save their neighbors. A lot of heroes really developed with this. They'll be talked about for a long time to come. They will not be forgotten. Thanks also to the many wonderful charities and service organizations that have become so familiar to so many. The burden of the response has been incredible. In the wake of this horrible storm, many Americans in this region felt helpless and abandoned and left behind by their government. And yet in North Carolina's hour of desperation, the American people answered the call, much more so than your federal government, unfortunately. Citizens poured into Western North Carolina from all over the country, bringing food, water, fuel, medical aid, even helicopters, and their own rescue standards started, and they started at a very high level, credible, what they've done. Having no experience, they learned very quickly, but they've helped so much. Nothing is more inspiring than to see the American spirit triumph over adversity with the most selfless acts of generosity and love. One of the patrons who stepped forward to help was Adam Smith, a former Green Beret. Adam transformed the parking lot of a Harley-Davidson dealership into a makeshift airbase to help distribute supplies. Did an incredible job. Adam, what an amazing act of citizenship and service. And I think Adam might be here. Where's Adam? Adam, come on up here. Say a few words, Adam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great job. I've seen him on television quite a bit. What a job you've done. Thank you.
Can I give you something before
Yes,
I
thank you.
This little token from the
that's
guys.
beautiful. Thank you very
That's
much.
been with us since the third day. That's for you. And this is the moniker they've given us.
Thank you very much. I'm going to
Thank
save
you, Mr.
that.
President. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Please.
Well, there's President Trump in Asheville checking on everybody that was affected by Hurricane Helene. Hopefully, those people are getting the help they need. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole live. I watched that first part. I watched probably the first 10 minutes or so. And I thought it'd be a good little update because I knew we were going to be covering President Trump at the 3 o'clock live that we had just covered. And he's going to be live again in about an hour and 15 minutes. And we'll be covering that as well. President Trump's out here kicking ass. And I can't help but feel like he actually cares about America. I know that Blue Team is always trying to say, oh, he's just doing it for publicity and all this other stuff. But like he said, he's been live 5, 6, 7 times a day for who knows how long at this point. It's not about publicity. He doesn't have to go over there to do that. And if it was the case, then why doesn't Harris go there? If it is about publicity, and she definitely needs good publicity, why isn't she there? How come she doesn't go do anything like that? Shit, she didn't even work at the McDonald's she said she worked at, you know? So I don't feel like it's a publicity stunt. I think he's actually going out there helping those people because he knows ain't nobody else going to do it. The federal government's not going to do it. They're asleep. I mean, unless you post some really funny memes on social media, then all of a sudden they activate like activists. But when it comes to regular Americans needing help, federal government's not there for them because the administration is a piece of shit right now. Next up, we got the video you guys have been waiting for. MSNBC in meltdown after Donald Trump's McDonald shift. It's a 7-minute video, but it's a good one. Now, before we get into the chat and read your guys' thoughts on President Trump visiting Asheville, I want to remind you guys really quick, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and you're using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live like we have coming up. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. We're going to read through the chat really quick, and we're going to watch President Trump work a McDonald's shift. Russell, we need more people with crazy eyes? I don't know. I don't know. You guys couldn't handle the one lady I put on there, you know? I'm just saying. Russell, Trump's doing a good job? I think so, too. I think so, too. It's going to be really hard for them to convince us that Harris won after they try and rig the deal here. We got to get out there and vote like America depends on it. Zero, he called out FEMA? Yeah. Yeah. I think the only reason that he talks good about Secret Service is because he still needs them. I think the only reason he don't talk bad about what they did in Butler, Pennsylvania, where they pretty much hung him out to dry, I think the only reason he doesn't say that stuff is because he still needs them to back him up. But I bet when he gets in the White House, I bet he brings it up. I think he just is in a position where it's not going to do him any favors to bash the people that are supposed to be having his back. Especially while he's, not only does he need it right now, but as soon as he wins on November 5th, starting November 6th, all the lefties are going to activate. All the commies are going to be hitting the streets and stuff. Yeah, he's going to need them more then than ever. So I don't know. I hope God keeps him safe. And Zero noticed that there was a military person in the background of that video where President Trump was visiting those people in Asheville. President Trump now has presidential level protection by Secret Service, and that gives him access to military. And I had mentioned a couple lives ago that I was waiting to see some sighting of military personnel and stuff, because when he needs them, he has access to them. And Zero had pointed out in that video, in the background, not standing directly behind President Trump, but in the background, you could see someone camo colors carrying a rifle and stuff. Probably not just the usual guys walking around. I believe that probably is a part of President Trump's detail. He's in a lawless area where there's mass destruction going on. Nobody's helping anything. People are suffering. He's trying to be a helping hand. He doesn't have time to be looking for people on sloped roofs, scared Secret Service and all that stupid shit. So I think he had military personnel with him just to make sure nobody's going to try and reach out and touch the Orange Eagle. It's just my opinion. Normal times, wisdom, honesty, empathy, courage, restraint, humility, discipline. That's why I love Trump. Heck yeah, normal times. I agree. Cricket Kiss, incoming new line of Happy Meal toys. An Orange Eagle flying over the Golden Arches t-shirts. Marketing genius. Yeah, Cricket Kiss. There's so much funny stuff over on X right now. Supia, wouldn't it be nice to have a president that cares this much about his people again? It would, Zupia. Anytime old man Walter comes out, he only speaks to blue team and pretty much throws up a giant middle finger to anybody voting red. And now he's pretty much yesterday's news. Hyena Harris doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. She goes out there and says the same exact speech verbatim to the 7,000 people that she shuttles around the country. And then she does these piss poor interviews. And that's all she does. She doesn't even talk to the American people. Jeffrey, I think you should play the whole clip. Good speeches there. We'd be here for 40 minutes. It's literally a 40-minute live. Otherwise, I would. I didn't even know that it was a thing. If I'd have known it was a thing, I might have been able to show it, but I wasn't even aware that he was going to be live there. Dudden. I'm going to have to get to cooking. Y'all got my mouth watering. I know I'm sitting here starving to death. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to eat today. Cricket Kiss, you grilling kebabs. It's been a long time since I had that. Normal times, Trump is basically the unofficial acting president at this point. I completely agree. That's why world leaders are going to Mar-a-Lago to speak to President Trump. He's not even in office. Like, that seems kind of unheard of. Keith, all food has chemicals. Yeah, we don't even hardly have real food anymore. Happy freedom, Keith. What's up, Darth Blaze? Happy freedom to you. Leah, yeah, he just needs to get in there first. Yeah, we got to vote him in, and hopefully God keeps him safe, because lefties are going to be pissed when he wins the election. Cat, FEMA put out a statement that they're being hunted by militias. Oh, you just reminded me, there's somebody who was arrested for making threats against FEMA, and then he's being interviewed, and it kind of reminds me of the third potential shooter. They were, I don't even know how to word it, because they're claiming that there was an individual that potentially was going to make a third attempt on President Trump's life, but then they let him go for no reason. They gave him a ticket. They cited him a ticket, and then he did an interview. We covered both of these, but he did an interview and claims that none of that's true, that he just had guns with him, but he wasn't doing anything illegal, and that's why they let him go, and that he's going to sue the department or some nonsense because of all the lies they're saying about him. And so it's like a really weird situation that's going on, and I feel like that's what's happening with the individual who made threats against FEMA. Is, he was arrested. They claimed that he was making threats against federal agents, but now he's doing interviews, and it sounds like the same kind of situation. So I don't know. I have to find the video of the guy that was being accused of threatening FEMA so we can get the whole story on it. I just spaced it over the weekend, but I'll make sure to get it. McNeely, he needs private security. Oh, I totally agree. If he was offering to hire a team for security, half of America would show up on his doorstep waiting to volunteer. All right, hooligans, we're going to get into this last news video here. It's titled MSNBC in Meltdown After Donald Trump's McDonald's Shift. I love this. I love that President Trump went to McDonald's. I just love everything about it. What's really funny is the lefties are on X right now making claims that these aren't real workers, that this is all fake, that this is all a stage thing. They got actors in here. I don't even know why that matters. Even if all the employees were actors, President Trump still slanged more fries than Hyena Harris did, and that's the whole point. So even if the people in McDonald's clothing are really actors, which I don't think they are, they look dusty as hell, like normal McDonald's employees. But the lefties are out there saying that nonsense, so keep that in mind while you're watching this. I love this video. Let's get this rolling. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
McDonald's customers were shocked over the weekend after they were greeted by Donald Trump at the drive-through window of a McDonald's restaurant in Philadelphia.
Everybody.
Hey, it's crazy.
I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Hello, everybody.
You can take this, right? Donald Trump immediately got to work swapping his suit jacket for an apron to start his shift.
That's great, thank you. Okay. It's good. You want to do it? Yeah.
Donald Trump worked the floor across the entire McDonald's restaurant, from salting fries.
So grab that.
Can you give them extra salt?
No. Yep. Oh, yep, good. Right there. And then we're going to grab the fry scoop right here.
Right.
Put it into there and just give them a twirl that way.
To having a chat with customers at the drive-thru.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And meeting fans desperate to save America.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can take this,
And you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank you. Mr. President, please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it good.
Please.
We're going to make it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr.
Compliments of Trump.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you over there. Have a good time.
Thank
nice
you.
to see
You
you.
too.
Bye, darling. Thank you.
And it wasn't only the inside of the McDonald's restaurant that was a buzz. Voters in the key battleground state of Philadelphia lined the surrounding streets, waving flags and cheering USA, USA. Despite reveling in the buzz of the day, Donald Trump didn't pass up an opportunity to take swipes at Kamala Harris.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody.
He then made a hilarious quip in response to a reporter's question, saying, "I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala."
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that? Will be put on your resume.
I worked at McDonald's.
Why would she lie about that?
Why? Because she's lying, Kamala, that's why.
Donald Trump even had a conciliatory moment with the media pack, where he gave them some French fries.
Go ahead. There's plenty of them in there for you, okay? Grab them. You want to move them back? Yeah,
But MSNBC wasn't convinced. Unsurprisingly, the hosts and guests piled on Trump, saying the McDonald's shift was a stunt and that he appears to be unwell.
If you're on his campaign, and I know you are certainly not, I'm not making any implication of that, but what is the logic behind this, going to a McDonald's? I mean, we know the guy likes Big Macs and filet of fish, and he's used the word love to describe the way he feels about the food there before. But what's this about?
There's no logic to it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda. He, as you know, appears to be not well, and he's engaged in some really bizarre types of activities during this campaign. So this is just another one of those stunts that he will continue on through the campaign. And I think that we need to really focus on making sure that he is not elected, of course, because he is a threat to our democracy, but also the Harris-Walsh agenda is about the economy, reducing the cost of living, reducing the cost of prescription drugs, reducing the cost of housing, and making life better for everyone. And that's what we have to focus on and make sure we get every voter to the polls and make sure that the voters vote for the future, not taking the country backwards, as you see what Donald Trump continues to try to do. So I'm urging and encouraging everyone to get to the polls and vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to be their next president and vice president.
Political advisor Stephen Chung slammed MSNBC, saying, MSNBC says working at McDonald's is bizarre and strange. This is how Kamala Harris and the elites think of everyday Americans who work everyday jobs. Social media was in meltdown at the footage, with outspoken conservative commentator Riley Gaines saying, a multi-billionaire is serving at the McDonald's drive-thru window. Hilarious. Truly a man of the people. And commentator Charlie Kirk doubled down on this, saying, Kamala could never. Oh, that's right, she never did. Trump's McDonald's shift comes after he left the audience at the Al Smith dinner in hysterics, reveals Sky News host James Morrow.
On to the fun of U.S. politics. And I tell you what, it's been another awful week for the Kamala Harris campaign. Not only did she flail her way through that Fox News interview with Bret Baier, but she also chickened out of going to the annual Al Smith dinner, a gathering in New York of New York City's most prominent Catholics, where traditionally politicians and presidential candidates give each other a bit of a light-hearted roasting. But she didn't show up, which meant that Donald Trump had the field to himself. And I tell you what, he didn't miss.
That's right. President Trump, he don't miss. I love that video. Cracks me up. They're like, oh, it's a publicity stunt. Yeah, and he still worked more McDonald's than Hyena Harris did. So you're saying that she's not even good enough to pull off a publicity stunt. Okay. All right. Stick your foot right in your mouth. And like I said, on X right now, they're currently saying, oh, those aren't even real McDonald's employees. Those are actors. If that was true, what would that how would things be different? Like, what difference does that make? It doesn't make a difference. They don't even know how to cry about the shit. They're just so upset that President Trump is sticking that orange eagle foot right in that ass that they don't even know what to say about it. They're just crying out loud. They're just crying out loud. I think they can tell that their communism is fading. Well, hooligans, that is all the news I had for you guys today. We have 2 funny videos coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump working McDonald's. Calax, that was a lot of salt. I was thinking that too. I haven't had McDonald's fries in a long time, but it looked like President Trump was about to double douse those fries in salt. I'm like, holy. And then they're not handing drinks out. He's trolling everybody. You're going to eat 5 things of fries, extra salt, no drink. That's just how it goes. But it's free. You can't beat free food, especially from McDonald's. How much is fries right now? $42 for a small? I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I feel that way when I go to Taco Bell. Taco Bell is getting so expensive that I can't go there 3 days a week like I used to. I'm just not able to. Who can afford that? Man, Trump and Musk are master trollers. Oh, I agree. I agree. Russell, PA for Trump? Yeah. Totally. Totally. I'm sure Pennsylvania is all red at this point. Russell, none of the customers ordered drinks, though. So I watched a longer version of those clips and stuff. And I want to say the first car that came through did get drinks. And they got meals. Like, they ordered meals. I think everybody else was just getting handed bags of food. I think that they had maybe put together packaged meals. I don't know what it would be. Probably a Big Mac meal, I would assume, with it being McDonald's. But either way, it sounded like President Trump footed the bill, and they're just tossing free food out the window. And that's what it sounded like. And like I said, with as much as everything costs, even if it was a sandwich you didn't want, or if it was just fries in the bag, free food is free food. Especially right now, the way our country's running, can't be mad at some free fries, especially when it's the president handing you the bag. Breeze by you, America's Trump country. I agree. Hyena Harris, I don't know what she's doing. She needs to go sit down somewhere. She's lost this race. Now it's between us and the people rigging the system. Breeze by you, could you imagine having to tell Trump how to do that? The video I watched was showing President Trump being trained on how to work the fry station, and he was fumbling it a little bit. I mean, I've never worked the fry station. I don't know how the shit works. And so they had to tell him how to do something 2 or 3 times because he wasn't picking it up on the first, walk through or whatnot. But shit, he's used to being president, not flipping burgers. So I didn't think it was, a bad thing. I think that it was very genuine. Very genuine. He's putting forth effort. He's learning to work the fry station. Plus, the guy that got to train him, he's going to have all the brownie points, right? They're going to be like, well, we're going to have Tom train you. And if he can train President Trump, you'll be no problem. They're going to have a whole bunch of that. They're going to stick his face on the window. Russell, I love that Trump worked at McDonald's. Me too. I've never worked at McDonald's, and President Trump has. Just what a badass. What a badass. Cadillacs, they're big mad. Oh yeah, they're so pissed. They can't even keep their man pun in. They're so mad. Matt, and it's McDonald's. You could save the food that Trump gave you forever because it never rots. That's true, Matt. They could put it behind glass and be like, this is the Happy Meal that President Trump gave me back in 2024. Yes. Thank you so much, Cricket Kiss, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate the support, Cricket Kiss. Thank you so much. It says, buy a chili cheese coney. Oh, I would love that, especially right now. Ghostly, back in the day, a McGangbang was 3 doll hairs. Yeah, it's probably like $15 right now. It's been a long time since I've had McDonald's. Cody, those are real freedom fries. That's right. And happy freedom, Cody. Normal times, I'm voting for the McTrump. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to go vote for the McTrump. Love that. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. Supia, that's such an awesome site. Supposedly, this is a deep blue part of the state, too. This isn't new to Trump, though. 8 years ago, he made a video working every job at one of his Trump hotels leadership. That's awesome, Zupia. I didn't know that. I've never watched The Apprentice or any of that stuff. I didn't really know anything about President Trump until the protesters were spray painting and setting everything on fire outside of the White House. And the White House had to send out the Secret Service, National Guard. I'm trying to think who else there was. There was like 3 teams of people, and then the next day they put up those 10-foot black gates out front. And that's when I started learning about President Trump. Till then, I was pretty much just a normie. Libby Racer, I like extra salt. I know it's weird. I don't think it's weird. I can't taste or smell anything, so I put a lot of salt on food just so I can kind of taste it. I don't put enough on there to get diabetes or anything like that, but I add extra salt just so I can kind of sort of taste what I'm eating. Free the Texas, so they hijacked a whole McDonald's. That's what the left thinks. The left thinks that they ran in there like a bunch of right-wing extremists, right? Some white supreme pizzas, walked in the front door strutting, held everybody at gunpoint with the ARs, right? Because that's what they had, the big scary AR rifles. Made everybody go out front, stand on their knees with their hands behind their head, execution style, while President Trump and 15 actors all went in there and tried to figure out the fry station for about 20 minutes. That's what the left believes happened. And those are the people that think you're silly because you sat here and watched the election get stolen back in 2020 and they don't want to believe you on it. Yeah. The world we live in. Too old to care. Just say no to hairy balls. That's right. Pumpkin liars and jealous ugly people. You are not wrong. Free the Texan trolls got a troll. Trump looked like he was having himself a time. Cricket Kiss eBay that apron. Yeah. Oh my God. How much do you think it would go for? If President Trump was to eBay off that McDonald's apron he was wearing, what do you think it would sell for? I bet $15K. I bet it would go for $15K. That's my opinion. MU, I hope you ate on your day off. You don't even get snacks when you work. Yeah, MU. I don't know. And everybody always tells me, I'd be all right. Just go ahead and eat. I can't. I'm so weird about eating. Can't do it in front of people. Ghostly. Nah, man, that location wanted to make that Trump money. Oh, yeah. I'm sure, Ghostly. I am sure. Yeah, corporate's going to see those sales go up, and then all the rules are going to change in that area. Corporate doesn't know nothing about nothing. They're like, hey, did you see that store? That store tripled money that day. How do you think they did that? Be like, well, I don't know, but it sounds like we need to lay 2 people off because that's how corporate gets down. They just run their stores right into the ground. That's how all them big, expensive companies are. I worked at a pizza place that's one of those main chains, and that's how it was. Anytime we did well, they came in and just kicked us all in our nutsack and was like, have a good day. Made life harder for us. Oh, I'll check it, Zupia. Thank you for letting me know, and thank you for writing me. I will check it out. Cody, he's a treat to democracy. That's right. What are you saying, Snooks? I think I'm reading that wrong. My dyslexia is kicking my ass today. Zero, you remember dollar burgers? I remember the dollar menu, but I don't remember it actually being $1 for a burger. I remember the McDoubles were like $1 and some change, like $1.50 or something. But you're probably talking about a time before the time I'm thinking, because they had the McDoubles. It was like a McDouble, McChicken, and 2 other things were like $1. It was like a small fry, and something else was like $1. Now everything's ridiculously expensive. Hey, you be safe out there, 10 Man. It's been a long time since I've cut the grass. I don't know, Snooks. I don't think it's worded the way that you think it is, Snooks. But Jeff, porn live eating is sexy. I don't think so. I don't like eating in front of people. I don't think it's sexy. Ghostly, $1 for 2 cheeseburgers. Well, Ghostly, I can only get so erect, okay? Jesus, $1 for 2 cheeseburgers? I want my diabetes and I want it now. I'd be just getting fat if I could get 2 cheeseburgers for $1. I got 10 doll hairs. I might eat on the live. 20 burgers, I mean, for that price, I might. Zeusboot, I remember when they did a summer where the hamburgers were 29 cents and the cheeseburgers were 39 cents and there was no limit back in the 90s. Holy Zeusboot. That sounds like a dream. Now, again, I can't eat a whole lot of McDonald's burgers because, well, they just run right through me. But, God, I'm sitting here starving. What are you guys talking about on Twitch? Chaplain, Camilla says on an EV, this is where you put the gas. Yeah, because Hyena Harris is an idiot. She is such an idiot. Cats. I remember 29-cent burgers. The good old days. And liberalism is a mental disorder. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They're just running around all untreated and stuff, trying to tell us their pronouns. We're like, shut up, idiot. Go back to your insane asylum. Get out of here. Take your cut-off wiener with you. Proud Patriot Girly, where I live, if you have no insurance, you pay out of pocket. It's $400 just to visit the doctor. Yeah, but what happens if you don't pay it? Nothing. I had like $9,000 in hospital bills, never made a payment. And if you don't set up a payment plan, they can't get the money from you. And after 7 years, that balance gets wiped. I've never paid a doctor bill. Fuck those people. They never fix me. They never fix me. They run me through the bullshit and rack up a bill. I'm not paying you for doing nothing, so I don't. And as long as you don't ever set up a payment plan, they can eat shit and it'll just go away. It doesn't hurt your credit or anything like that. For the Texan, I had 1.5 million in hospital bills. That's a lot. That's a lot. I had a buddy that had $20-something thousand in hospital bills, but he started making payments and then he stopped paying. And when he stopped paying, they docked his wages and they took his tax returns and stuff like that. But if he would have never started the payment plan, he'd have been good to go. Disco. I remember Student Appreciation Day at McDonald's on Wednesdays. All my college cheeseburgers were 49 cents and hamburgers were 39 cents. And that was in like 94. That sounds so awesome, Disco. And McDonald's was probably better, maybe not in quality, but it was better tasting than it is now. I don't really like McDonald's now. Wayward, I had 11K in hospital bills, got wiped. I set up one payment plan and they cleaned my account. Fuck them. Yeah, Wayward. That's why I don't mess with them. Ghostly, same. I've only paid when they made me pay up front for surgery. When your life is on the line for real is when they fuck you. Yeah, Ghostly. Yeah. Yeah, if you go in for surgery or you go in for like special appointments and stuff, they pretty much make you pay. But if you go to emergency rooms and stuff, they're not. Unless you set up that payment plan, they can't do anything. Anyways, we're going to get into our funny stuff. But like I said, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to be covering President Trump once again. Let me read you the thing here. It's titled, Trump Participates in 11th Hour Faith Leaders Meeting in Concord, North Carolina. Like I said, it's coming up in a little less than an hour. I don't have an hour's worth of content left, so chances are we'll be wrapping this up after our funny videos. And then shortly after, we'll be live again with President Trump. So this first funny video is titled, Why Trans Women Can't Get Pregnant. I know everybody's rolling their eyes, but it's really funny. Just give me a second here. Before we get into this, I got to give you the last reminder of the day. If you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use that Linktree link in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, this first video here is titled, Why Trans Women Can't Get Pregnant. You gotta keep your ears perked up because it's a quick one. If you blink, you'll miss it. Let's get everything set up. Boom. Once again, this is Why Transgender Women Can't Get Pregnant.
Because that pipe doesn't go to the marshmallow room, it goes to the fudge room.
Because it goes to the fudge room. Holy. All right, this is our official funny video of the day. Let me get this pulled up really quick while everything's fighting against me. This is titled, When Talking Shit Backfires. Let's see here. Here we go. When talking shit backfires.
Buddy, he pooped his pants. Oh. Whoa. Damn.
Holy. She's talking that shit. He said, at least I don't go on the stripper pole. He might not know what that is, but everybody else in the room did. Love it. Love it. Well, hooligans, like I said, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. So I'm going to drop this Linktree link to you guys, and then we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and we will be wrapping this up But like I've said a million times, we will be live again 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for President Trump at a special event. It's not a rally. It's a get-together that he was invited to, and it's going to be a good time. If I don't see you guys tonight for President Trump's live, I will see you tomorrow 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. So I just dropped the Linktree link to all of you guys in all of the chats. The Linktree link is where all of my links are listed, so if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, I would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and tag each other and customize your chat bubbles and all kinds of stuff right there while you're watching the live. You'll also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our built-in social media area. You'll have access to our forums that is there to encourage open discussion. You'll have access to the arcade, which has a ton of games that are a lot of fun, and they adapt to your phone, so they work the way they should. And then you'll also have access to our advanced messaging system, where we all gather Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for our voice chat, which is a lot of fun itself. The advanced messaging system gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling, and more. I'm constantly working on the website, making it the place to be. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. We're going to read through the chat really quick. And like I said, we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Then we're going to be wrapping this up. But we'll be live again at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or as soon as President Trump steps on stage. President Trump's going to be live once again. Let me tell you, because I keep forgetting what it is. It is some special event. He's participating in the 11th hour Faith Leaders Meeting in Concord, North Carolina. He's expected to be there at 6:30. At least that's what Rice at Broadcasting says. So hopefully that's the case. I know last week, I think it was, we thought he was going to be on stage at 6. And he didn't get on stage till 9:30. Or something like that. Hopefully this is not that situation, but either way, like I said, if I don't see you tonight for President Trump, I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Coffee with Hooligans. Thank you, Breeze Bayou. Appreciate you being here. Russell, we need more stripper poles. Well, yeah, because Hyena Harris, she's going to need a job pretty soon. Russell, I remember a bar I used to go to had Drinking with Lincoln, penny pinchers. Oh, penny pitchers. Dang, get a whole pitcher for a penny? My head hurts just thinking about that. Holy. Well, Bobby, not exactly. You got to pay extra if you want to see the goods. You know, that's something else. Appreciate you puffing stuff. Happy freedom to you. I'll check it, Zupia. Thank you. I'll check it right after the live. Thank you, Nana. Appreciate you being here. Wayward couldn't open the checking account until the hospital bills were wiped. Savings account. Oh, when they went after you for setting up payments. Yeah. Yeah, they're a bunch of bastards. Zupia, I can't stand to hear that bitch talk. But I'd watch her on a pole. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would look at Hyena Harris on a pole. I wouldn't look her over here. I wouldn't look at her over there. Not on a train. Like not at all. Oh, is it snack time? Klaus Danielson? I just see his tail wandering around. Thank you, Too Old to Care. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, Pumpkin. There he is. Right in the spotlight. Meow, meow. They can hear you. We're still live. You come say hello? You know, scratch your noggin? Yes. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Thank you, Rich, for the bits. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. We'll get you snacks. Don't you worry. You ain't got to tell him I'm abusing you. You're not neglected. Calm down. He's like, Dad doesn't feed me every hour on the hour. This is neglect. Amazing disgrace. Who's going to see Kamala on a pole? Not me. It ain't gonna be me. I'll tell you that. What's up, Gary? Happy freedom to you. Thank you for hitting that like button, Gary. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom. I think my troll left. I had a little pet troll here. They wandered off somewhere. They'll make their way back. Every time I go live, they pop up. They must be subscribed. Oh, they have to be subscribed. You got to be subscribed. Type in the YouTube chat. Got trolls subbing to me and stuff. Make me feel real special. Happy freedom, Sam. Thank you for being here with us. Russell, green eggs and ham, huh? Yeah, I'd eat some green eggs and ham before I ate hyena hairs. I'm just saying. Anyways, it's that time once again, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did the thing. Klaus Daniels screaming at me and stuff. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. But like I said, we're going to be live in like the next 40 minutes with President Trump at a special event. It's not a rally. It's some faith-related thing. But either way, he's making a guest appearance and it's going to be a good time. So hopefully I see you here. But if I don't, I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Breeze by You. Snooks must be treats time. It is. Anybody? Mm-hmm. He's had enough of my shit. He's like, listen, Dad, you gotta sleep sometime. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, Pumpkin. What's up, Will Not Comply? Happy freedom. Stoner, when the hospital found out I didn't have insurance, they dropped my bill over 90%. It's all a scam. Yeah, Stoner. Yeah. If you can't afford your bills, if you have hospital bills, you're making payments and they're just eating you alive and you don't have insurance, tell them you can't afford your bills. They'll have you talk to some person. I'm not going to say a woman. Where I was at, there was a woman, but there should be a person, a finance person. You tell them you can't afford shit. They'll have you fill out an application. Then they'll process it. It takes about a week. If they declare that you can't afford hospital bills, they'll just wipe them. They'll just, gone. I've had it done twice. And I was working full time. But the amount they were charging me versus the amount I make in a year and accordance to all of my bills, they were like, no, we understand you can't pay this. And they just wiped the bill. They shouldn't even charge us for healthcare as much as we pay in taxes, but that's all right. That's all right. Gotta get the orange in, one step at a time. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate you being here. Happy freedom contempt. Amazing disgrace. If you have equity, they will bill you. Yeah, I don't have equity. I don't think I do. What's up, Parabellum? Happy freedom to you. All right, I think we are good to go. So you guys know the deal. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. President Trump expected on stage. As soon as he is, we'll be live. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.